taxing rests with the legislative branch, not the executive branch. And as a result, 7-4, that was the decision. They said that the president of the United States acted unconstitutionally when he imposed these tariffs on every one of America's trading partners.
Now, the White House has been justifying these tariffs using some sort of emergency economic act. Is that what the federal appeals court said? No, that doesn't count in this situation?
Well, they said the emergency that the administration cites is the large trade deficits that the U.S. has with so many of our trading partners. But what they point out, and they pointed this out in questioning of the lawyers representing the administration, those trade deficits, they've been around literally for decades. So there's no great emergency that it's happening now, they point out. So that's an argument that the administration has to prepare for if indeed this case is taken to the U.S. Supreme Court, how to respond to that particular argument that was shot down by this federal appellate court.
In the meantime, though, the appellate court says that the tariffs remain till October 15th, I believe was the date they gave.
Yes, October the 14th, if you want to be exact. But that means that the United States can continue to take in that revenue until that date. But that will also give time for the administration to appeal this particular ruling, this decision, to the U.S. Supreme Court. And I fully expect the U.S. Supreme Court to take up this matter.
No doubt. White House correspondent John Decker joining us on the Mark Arum Show. President Trump making a 2 p.m. announcement, we've been told, by the White House today. Is that expected to be an important announcement, or is that to just quell rumors that were spreading online that the president might not be in the greatest of shape right now?
Well, I have speculation as to what this is about, and, you know, I'm typically right when it comes to my speculation. I think this has to do with the president announcing that U.S. Space Force Command will be moved from its headquarters location in Colorado Springs to Huntsville, Alabama. The president will make this announcement in the Oval Office, as you point out, at 2 p.m. Eastern time today. I'll be in the Oval Office when the president makes that announcement, and it is my belief, not fully, 100% known, but it is my belief that is what that announcement pertains to.
You're usually dead on accurate. John Decker, as always, appreciate your time, my friend.
Thanks, Mark. Bye-bye.
All right, so a lot to unpack there. The impact on tariffs here in Georgia, we'll go in depth in just a second. First off, I don't know if you guys got on social media this weekend, but the conspiracy theorists were out because President Trump hadn't talked to reporters since, I think, last Tuesday. And on Twitter, it was like, is Trump okay? And then finally, he went golfing over the weekend, and there was like a long-distance picture of him leaving the White House. And people were going over it like it was the Zapruder film. Like, is that really Trump? Is it a bot? I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy. But President Trump's going to have a 2 p.m. announcement today. John Decker there mentioned that he thinks it's going to have the relocation of Space Force. That's John's theory on what the 2 p.m. announcement today is. I've seen elsewhere, though, that perhaps the announcement, because it has something to do with the Defense Department of Defense. Some people are saying it has to do with the Department of Defense. I think Caroline Leavitt mentioned or told some reporters that might be. And that could be what John said, that they're going to change the location of Space Force headquarters. But it also might be, we talked about this last week, President Trump wants to change the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War, which is what it used to be called until the end of World War II. And then they changed it from the Department of War to the Department of Defense. This is Pete Sessions, Republican congressman, asked about the name change from the Department of Defense to Department of War. He was on CNN this morning.
Well, the context that the president's seeing is military that needs to be prepared for defending this country, and that does mean war. I tend to I've gotten accustomed to the Defense Department because it implies a series of things. Every single War Department needs intelligence also, and War Department takes us, I think, to a more modern term. But I'm willing to listen if there's some belief that they need to make this a part of who we recruit, what their job is. I have a nephew that is actively engaged in the Air Force as what's called a PJ, and I will tell you that they are very focused off strict guidelines, who they bring in, and their training involved. So I'm pleased that we've now taken the perspective we're preparing for war at any time.
That's Republican Congressman Pete Sessions this morning on CNN about the name change, possibly from Department of Defense to Department of War. I just don't. I'm old and stuck in my ways. It's going to take me months if they change it. I'm going to still call it the Department of Defense. So I don't know what the rationale is. I mean, it used to be, but are we going to see the same outrage, Deborah, that we saw with the Cracker Barrel logo change? Because it's been called.
Are we changing the logo too?
I don't. Well, you have to, right? If it's Department of Defense to Department of War, you're gonna have to do a new logo, and that logo's been around longer than the Cracker Barrel logo. So are people gonna be like, "Oh, you're going woke"? Are we gonna see a backlash to the change of the Department of War, Department of Defense? I don't know. I think Department of Defense it sounds classier. It's
Yeah.
I don't know. Department of War seems kind of in your face. And
like we're looking for
It
it.
seems like we're looking for problems.
Like I don't know, but we'll see. Maybe that's what President Trump has to say at 2 p.m. Maybe it's not, but I thought that was interesting. So again, President Trump, all of the tinfoil folks this weekend on social media. I mean, there were like 9-minute videos I was seeing of people breaking down these pictures of President Trump. And then, to quell the rumors, he put a picture of him and John Gruden golfing. Like, I had a great time, golfing with former football coach John Gruden. And then internet sleuths were like, Gruden's wearing the same outfit he was wearing last week when he went golfing with Trump. So, like, why are you reusing this picture? I mean, it was bananas. But thankfully, it gave me a distraction where I needed a distraction this weekend. But apparently, President Trump alive and well, and we'll make it a special announcement at 2 p.m. Here. Concerning something about the Department of Defense. White House correspondent John Decker thinks it's just a change of locations for the Space Force, and they're going to move it to Huntsville, Alabama, right? Christina Edwards, very familiar with Rocket City. So maybe that or the name change, Department of Defense to Department of War. All right, coming up in less than an hour, I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K a day bonus blitz. Another chance for $1,000 here on 95.5 WSB. Right now, though, maybe it's Tuesday, so let's check the Tuesday morning ride. Live to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center, Mike Shields.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Watch out for work crews in the 2 right lanes right now as you try to make your way into East Atlanta, I-20 westbound before Glenwood Avenue. And watch out for the brake lights starting to form now as those crews are actively working there. It looks like it could be utility work. Better news is to leave Snellville getting into Stone Mountain this morning. Crash is clear now, Highway 78 westbound at Ross Road. This support is brought to you by Georgia United Credit Union. Dreaming of a home upgrade, home equity line of credit from Georgia United Credit Union can help make it happen. Visit dreams.gucu.org today. Georgia United is the equal housing lender. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
All right, thank you.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
Oh, my word.
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your next chance to win is at 10 a.m.
So it's not quite fall yet, but you'll be prepping for all the holiday gatherings in no time. So why not go ahead and get ahead of the cleanup with help from Zerorez? Hey Atlanta, it's Patrick, owner of Zerorez. There's nothing like the thought of company coming to suddenly make you notice every little spot and stain on your carpets. Not to mention with all those germs at school, a clean home is a healthy home. And Zerorez removes the stains and germs without the harsh soaps, detergents, or chemicals. Not only is it healthier for your home and family, it keeps your carpets cleaner longer. How? With ZR Water technology. When you don't have all that dirt-attracting soap residue hanging around, you get to enjoy soft, fluffy carpets that stay that way. And right now, you can save with our Clean More, Save More special. The more rooms you clean, the more you save, up to $30. Mention WSB to secure this deal today. Book online at ZerorezAtlanta.com and ask about our Zerorez commercial cleaning too. Zerorez. Spell it backwards or forwards, it's the right way to clean.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray. I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the Portfolio X-Ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The Portfolio X-ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the Portfolio X-ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the Portfolio X-ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. Mm-hmm. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well, and I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, call us.
The Portfolio X-ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, and this month we're celebrating 86 years in Atlanta. D. Geller & Son is Atlanta's first diamond wholesaler and jewelry manufacturer. That's why we've had Atlanta's lowest diamond prices since 1939. It also means we make Atlanta's best custom jewelry, from redesigning an heirloom to designing your one-of-a-kind ring from the ground up. The best quality, lowest prices, and expert small business service to help you find the perfect piece. In Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
9:23 coming up at 10:12-ish. I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K a day bonus splits. Since no one won Powerball, we could all use an extra $1,000. Another chance for you to win $1,000 coming up in the 10 o'clock hour. 5K a day bonus splits. 5 chances to win $1,000 here on 95.5 WSB. Before we get into the local stories of the day, thank you for, wow, Deborah, we get overwhelmed with suggestions of what to do with Deuce's medicine. Apparently, I can donate him to the veterinarian rescue group. I think I might, since I adopted Deuce at the Atlanta Humane Society, I think maybe I'll donate the meds there or a rescue group. I don't know. I don't want to give them to the vet. They're fine, right? The vet's doing fine.
I think people are just thinking the vet will know the best dog that can help.
Yeah, but I'll either do it. But thank you so much for your kind words. Again, if you missed it, I posted an remembrance of Deuce on my social medias at Mark Arum, MARK. ARUM. More sad news, this of the human variety. We lost a legendary actor. You probably don't know the name, Graham Greene, but you certainly know his face. He was, probably his best known role was the chief in Dances with Wolves. Tatanka. You remember a ton of stuff, though. He was in Northern Exposure. He was in Green Mile. Graham Greene passed away at the age of 73. He earned an Oscar nom, by the way, for Best Supporting Actor in 91. He played Kicking Bird in Dances with Wolves. This is what the lifelong Canadian said about moving to L.A. or New York when he received the Lifetime Artistic Achievement Award from Canada's Governor General.
I've worked all around the world People always said, you should move to Los Angeles. And I said, no, I don't like Los Angeles. I hate New York. I don't like any of those places. I was born in Canada, and I'm here to stay here, and that's it.
And this piggybacks on what I said last week. It's these character acts. Like, I was really distraught when I found out he died, because you get such a connection to these character actors that have these roles. They're not the Brad Pitts or the Tom Cruises or the what's the girl that used to live in Georgia? She was in Speed.
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. I mean, we love the leads, but we really feel a connection to those character actors that have the Kicking Bird. Like, what a great character it was. So I was very upset that Graham Greene, not the name I would have expected. I wonder if that was his stage name, if he had like a true native name or not. But anyway, he passed away at the age of 73. Really, really phenomenal. Real quick, Deborah, since I mentioned the Cracker Barrel logo story, I'm waiting for a reaction to this. I think there should be a stronger reaction to this story than the change of the logo, because Cracker Barrel is now changing their menu as part of this rebrand. Oh, no. What are they going to do now?
All right, calm down, Vinny. The logo is okay. It's gone back to the original, but they are going to adjust their menu. They've got new for fall, so they're not really changing too much. They are just bringing in some new dishes. So Uncle Herschel's favorite is back. I guess it was off for a while. That's 2 eggs, breakfast meat, 2 sides of biscuits and gravy. For the first time, they're going to offer up a butter pecan French toast bake, which is basically vanilla soaked, cheesecake filling, pralines. I mean, that sounds...
It's the diabetes special, but delicious.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. There's also going to be a sausage and egg hash brown casserole, which I know you love.
Yeah.
The hash brown casserole.
All right, they're not removing anything. They're just
They're
adding
not
stuff
removing
for the
anything.
fall.
They're just going to feature some new things for the fall.
All right. But, I mean, we went over the Cracker Barrel menu last week. The prices have gone up. By the way, so we flew back yesterday from Hartford Bradley International Airport. And it's a quaint little airport. I love it. There's no security, and they have some food options. So I went to McDonald's because I was starving, and I got the 2 cheeseburger meal, right? 2 cheeseburgers, fries, and a Coke. Guess how much that cost at the airport, Longoria?
$30.
$21.
Oh my gosh.
It's normally like $8. It used to be like $5.
Yes.
$21. Clark Howard, if you're listening, I'm sorry. But I was starving. I had to do it. And that was the cheaper menu. Like, the quarter pounder was like $25 for the meal. Crazy. All right, new tariff news. Tariffs on India. How it could impact us here in Georgia. Plus, India, China, Russia, North Korea all meeting right now. We'll go to Beijing, get the latest on that summit next on the Mark Arum Show.
Better prices, better views. Window comfort, meant just for you. Window Comfort.
Imagine the relief of windows without annoying drafts or high energy bills. Window Comfort's making it easier than ever with buy 2, get 2 free, no payments till 2026, and expert one-day installation. Go to windowcomfort.com for your no-pressure estimate today.
Better prices, better views. Window Comfort, meant just for you. Window Comfort.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is AMCO Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in AMCO just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to AMCO.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, efficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned AMCO near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA
MCO.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 777 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 9:30. I'm Jed Hickenbotham. News this half hour brought to you by Dr. Roof. Our top story, boy, a heartbreaking story this morning out of Rockdale County where a 3-month-old puppy has died after being thrown from a moving car.
After the puppy rescuer's nickname Bo was thrown out the window of a white Honda Accord in a church parking lot, he was rushed to a nearby shelter.
Did a lot of x-rays, a lot of damage to his heart and lungs.
Clearly needing urgent care, Jordan Lowe, president of Simplify Pet Rescue, was contacted. Her team whisked Bo to Ball Ground for access to an oxygen chamber. Despite their efforts, his injuries were too severe.
He crashed. They performed CPR for 3 minutes, and they just couldn't get his heart started.
Lowe says signs point to past abuse in Bo's short life. Anyone with information is urged to contact Rockdale Law Enforcement. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
It is 69 degrees right now in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says could see pop-up showers this afternoon into the evening. Otherwise, look for mostly cloudy skies today. High topping out in the low to mid-80s. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Well, following this morning's big business news, Kraft Heinz announcing that it's splitting to 2 publicly traded businesses. One of the companies is expected to focus on faster-growing entities like sauces and shelf-stable meals, while the other will be in charge of struggling grocery items like Kraft singles and Lunchables. And company's executive chair says splitting up will help them give the proper attention to each product. Move expected to come in the second half of next year. Well, this could be your month if you have a past due traffic ticket or you've missed a court date in Dunwoody. Dunwoody Municipal Court Clerk Norlandra Huntington says they're offering an amnesty program all month long to help people resolve outstanding issues.
That's anyone that has an active warrant with the city of Dunwoody or anyone that is in failure to appear status.
And she says it is not a gimmick, but an effort to get people in good standing. Again, the amnesty program is available on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays all month long at Dunwoody Municipal Court. The White House hinting that a major immigration operation could begin as early as this week in Chicago. It's similar to the current operation in Washington, D.C. that sent more than 2,300 National Guard troops to the city.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem confirmed on Face the Nation that a greater federal presence is coming to Chicago, starting with a surge in immigration raids.
We do intend to add more resources to those operations.
Correspondent Nancy Cordes says that threat sends thousands of Chicago residents into the streets on Monday in protest. City leaders have also pushed back against the plan. And it seems a growing number of Georgians are getting ripped off on the internet.
Investment advisor Broker Chooser looked at Federal Trade Commission fraud reports and found that Georgia is the state most in need of fraud education. Survey says the number of Georgians reporting getting ripped off by an online scheme is up 78% in just the past 5 years. Top internet cons targeting Georgians: imposter scams, online shopping scams, internet services scams, and business and job opportunity scams. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
It's 9:33 as we check your money. Boy, a horrific start on Wall Street here on Tuesday. The Dow opening down more than 500 points right now. The NASDAQ is down more than 350 points. We'll keep an eye on those really bad numbers as we head through the day. Now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. We start in the WSB 24-hour traffic center. Mike Shields.
And Judd, better news as you make your way into East Atlanta. Had an issue working in 2 right lanes. It is now cleared to the right shoulder. I-20 westbound just before Glenwood. All lanes back open. Those delays have really eased now as you try to work your way to the downtown connector. Connector itself still seeing the morning volume northbound, especially from University Avenue, getting past I-20 through the Grady Curve. Connector southbound battling the brake lights from 17th Street, but breaking free once you get past Georgia Tech and North Avenue. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Partly cloudy for this afternoon, high 83. An isolated rain shower possible for the ride home this evening. Overnight lows in the upper 50s to low 60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a few pop-up showers possible, high 84. Mostly cloudy on Thursday with scattered rain showers, high 86.
67 degrees right now in Decula, 69 in Cartersville, 69 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Jed Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Get the WSB radio app.
This story is breaking right now.
Get notifications from your source for news.
If you have the WSB radio app, then you saw the breaking news.
Get the WSB radio app.
Don't miss a thing with the WSB app.
Download it from the App Store today.
The president himself never said that these tariffs were permanent. If, in fact,
That's White House trade advisor Peter Navarro talking tariffs. Big court decision over the weekend, how it could impact us here in Georgia. Continue our team coverage in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show.
Do you have mystery stains on your carpet? Call Zerorez Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning. Right now, clean more, and save up to $30. Mention WSB to secure this deal today. Schedule online at ZerorezAtlanta.com. Zerorez, it's the right way to clean.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. Looking for a more natural way to sleep? Our orthopedic natural mattresses combine our legendary quality with nature's finest materials. We hand build each mattress using renewable materials like cotton, wool, and natural latex, creating a luxury sleep experience that's as good for the planet as it is for you. Visit one of our showrooms to try them out in person, or visit originalmattress.com to learn more. The Original Mattress Factory. Sleep better, naturally.
Rhino Shield is better than paint because it will keep your home beautiful, and it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
Get a free estimate at rhinoshieldga.com.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Motorcycle riders know that a distracted driver can knock you down. It's nice to know that Steel Horse Law can pick you back up. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler for Steel Horse Law, the Stein and Karen Law Group. In the worst possible scenario, when someone causes you to lay your bike down, Steel Horse Law will get you the best possible settlement. Their name strikes fear in the heart of big insurance companies because Steel Horse Law is respected and will make them pay. Visit steelhorselaw.com.
Here at Massey, we've seen the damage termites can cause. That's why we've been protecting homes from termite damage for almost 100 years. Our termite protection program, featuring Always Active Centricon system, doesn't just protect your home from termites, it gives you peace of mind. That's why our termite protection guarantee covers your home and everything in it. Schedule your free inspection today at masseyservices.com. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
9:37 on this Tuesday edition of the Mark Arum Show. Coming up at 10:12-ish, I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K a day bonus blitz. Another chance for you in $1,000. Scott Slade joins us live at 10:35, 11:37. Deborah's got tickets to give away to see Jim Gaffigan. Amazingly funny dude. September 12th at Atlanta Symphony Hall. So really, there's no reason to change your dial between now and at least 11:37. You stick with me to 11:37. You've done your due diligence today, my friends. Thank you. We are going to go live to the White House as well. Congress is back in session. What's on the agenda? Are we going to get those Epstein files released? We'll have complete coverage of that. Again, we're going to go live to Capitol Hill at 11:35, right as Deborah gives away those Jim Gaffigan tickets. I didn't play the audio coming in. I apologize, Longoria, but this is 80 years ago today on WSB Radio. We heard from General Douglas MacArthur.
I now invite the representatives of the Emperor of Japan and the Japanese government and the Japanese Imperial General Headquarters to sign the instrument of surrender at the places indicated.
That was 80 years ago today. World War II came to an official end 6 years and a day after it began, as Japan formally surrendered. Back then, September 2nd, 1945, it was the Department of War. And then after the World War II, it changed to the Department of Defense. We'll see if President Trump flip-flops that name change coming up at his announcement at 2 p.m. Also, so basically 80 years ago today, Deborah, that basically started the Cold War. Because, we were teamed with Russia in World War II, and then right after that, it was like, all right, we're going to go our separate ways and not be friends anymore. I mean, it was a slow build, but it definitely built. So now we go from that 80 years ago today, I'll say the soft start of the Cold War, to the continuing of the Cold War. Chinese President Xi Jinping summit. He has a summit, he's holding it right now, represents an emerging challenge to the U.S. global leadership with the participation of Russia and India. BBC correspondent Stephen McDonald's in Beijing has more on what Xi is trying to accomplish.
To contrast his approach to that with the United States. So he speaks about multilateralism. He would say that the US is going it alone with its America First policy, with its tariffs and the like, and instead what China provides is a steady hand, a strong, stable friend that all these countries, especially in the global south, that those countries can rely on.
Yeah, basically opening the door for China to reemerge on the world stage as the United States kind of backs off of it. I should mention that the summit is celebrating the 80th anniversary, the end of World War II on the Pacific Front. A massive military parade scheduled for tomorrow. In the run-up to the event, President Xi's met with Putin and India's Prime Minister Modi. Ian Pennell has more.
India's Prime Minister Modi joining Xi and Putin Monday, jointly representing over 3 billion people and militaries over 4.5 million strong, standing shoulder to shoulder, laughing, smiling, sending a clear message and challenge to Trump over sanctions and tariffs. Modi's locked in this battle with the U.S. over tariffs, pledging partnership with China. President Xi, in the swipe at the U.S., calling for opposition to, quote, Cold War mentality and bullying.
So India, you might remember, has been gifted, if you will, these secondary tariffs, because they buy Russian Federation oil. Now, there are a number of countries that buy Russian Federation oil, but India has been the only country thus far that has been hit with these secondary tariffs. So basically, anything we get from India is now whacked with a 50% tariff, barring what the Supreme Court decides on what the Federal Appeals Court said that the tariffs were illegal and President Trump didn't have them. But in the meantime, they are still active till at least October 14th or till at least the Supreme Court. So if you're buying something from India, it's got a 50% tariff right now. So they originally had a 25% tariff earlier this year, but in August, they added another 25. President Trump added another 25 because they buy Russian oil. The White House at the time said, quote, it undermines U.S. efforts to counter Russia's harmful activities. The 50% import tax went into effect last Wednesday. Now, why am I focusing on this? Like, oh, you're probably thinking, what? Who cares? Well, I don't buy anything from India. What do I? Apparently, India is a pretty big trading partner with Georgia, our state. This is a great piece on AJC.com this morning. The U.S. is India's top export market and a growing one for Georgia. Between 2019 and 2023, trade increased between the state and India by 66%. So just over a 4 or 5 year span, we bought and trade back and forth between Georgia and India, a 66% increase. There's also been an effort for years to bring not just Indian goods to the state, but businesses, spearheaded by the Georgia Indo-American Chamber of Commerce, a nonprofit chamber working to strengthen business relationships between the U.S. and India. This could, I know we've had, and every time there's a story with India, I've mentioned how we have a large Indian population here in Metro Atlanta, but I didn't realize how much business the state of Georgia did with India. I would imagine a lot of the exports we send to India are going to be agricultural stuff. I'm not sure exactly what we are importing from India into Georgia, but the fact that it's a growing trade partner for the state of Georgia, that's a big deal. And the fact that now India, I mean, if I'm sure this summit was planned, 2 years in advance, right? Xi Jinping is in China. He's like, oh, we're going to celebrate the end of World War II, 80th anniversary. I'll invite my pals. I think Kim Jong-un is there too. Kim Jong-un, you can come hang out. We'll have Vladimir Putin. It'll be a good time. I bet India was a late add to that. In fact, I'm sure Modi called up Xi Jinping and was like, hey, can I crash your 80th anniversary party? I'm a little teed off right now at the United States. I'd like to show, to basically pushing India into China and Russia's arms with these tariffs. It might be different if other nations that bought Russian Federation oil got hit with this tariff. But right now it's just India, which is kind of a head scratcher. So we're doing extra sanctions on India because they're buying Russian oil, but we're not doing extra sanctions on Russia, the cause of the Ukraine-Russia war. I don't get that. If anyone was going to get hit with more sanctions, it should have been Russia first, not India, with the secondary tariffs. But again, maybe the tariffs are all moot. All right, let's go to Beijing. CNN's Mark Stewart there monitoring what's going on in this big meeting with the leaders of China, India, Russia, and North Korea.
Look, it is just after 8 o'clock in the evening here in Beijing, and as we anticipate that start of the parade first thing tomorrow morning, we are really being prepared to be overwhelmed with optics in the sense that we will have all of these world leaders here with Chinese leader Xi Jinping as a unified front almost against the West. Let's talk briefly about this meeting we saw earlier today with Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin. These two men have shared what's been described as this no-limits friendship. Once again today, the kinship was very strong. Remember, China has not condemned Russia for its invasion of Ukraine. China continues to be the top buyer of Russian oil. In fact, a deal was announced today about the creation of a new gas pipeline that certainly could help benefit China. And then we heard from Putin, very warm words about his relationship with China and Xi Jinping. Let's take a brief listen to some of his remarks.
I thank you for the warm welcome extended to our entire delegation. Our close communication reflects the strategic nature of Russia-China relations, which are at an unprecedentedly high level.
And all of this is leading up to tomorrow morning's big military parade through the streets of Beijing that will cross through Tiananmen Square, in front of Tiananmen Square. And there we will see Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin, and Kim Jong-un all standing together as this united front against the United States. We have China and we have Russia, which are nuclear powers. And then, of course, we've talked a lot about the nuclear ambitions of Kim Jong-un. John, it's really a story where symbolism is going to be the big dominating theme. Not so much any kind of agreements or announcements, but the fact that they are all together. It's going to send a strong message, or at least China does, to the rest of the world that it is a force.
What was that song, Deborah? One of these things is not like the other.
Oh, Sesame Street.
Oh, Sesame Street, right?
Yep.
Looking at the dais, it'll be the heads of state of China, North Korea, Russia. Yeah, we're used to that. India, one of these things is not like the other. We did not expect India to be joining that summit. Obviously a big story. We will follow that throughout the week here on 95.5 WSB. When we come back, we have a return date now for CDC workers after that horrific shooting that occurred there in the Emory area. I'm trying to think of it. Was it Clifton Road? I think on Clifton Road. So we got the return date for CDC workers. We'll share that with you next. Right now, though, checking the ride through downtown on this lovely Tuesday morning. How we doing there, Mike Shields?
Yeah, pretty good, Mark. A little sluggish, but things improving from the morning drive. 75-85 northbound, hitting the brake lights from University Avenue. You'll break free from them once you get through the Grady Curve and John Lewis Freedom Parkway. Getting into Midtown, 85 southbound, still slow at Georgia 400. 75 southbound slows just south of Morris Mill Road. A little delay from 17th Street as you work your way down the North Avenue in Georgia Tech. The support is brought to you by zerocancer.org. If it's caught early, prostate cancer has a 99% survival rate. Find a nearby screening location at zerocancer.org/PSA. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
When traffic
No
hits,
traffic getting through in either direction.
the Triple Team Traffic Center has you covered.
Even the bridge over 75 is being held.
Your source for Atlanta's traffic.
Traffic out of Spaghetti Junction along 285 westbound and a crash on Peachtree Boulevard 141 southbound before 285.
Brought to you by the Cool Ray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Atlanta DIY landlords, listen up. If you're exhausted from managing your rental properties all by yourself, my friends at Renters Warehouse Atlanta offering a 90-day test drive. Hire Renters Warehouse to manage your rental property for a low flat monthly fee as low as $115. If you're not satisfied at any time in the first 3 months, you can fire them. Get your management fees back. What do you get for that low flat monthly fee? A dedicated property management team, maintenance coordination, move in and move out property condition reports, advanced tenant screening with a 9-month tenant warranty, professional photography and videography, lease renewal processing and negotiations, online rent collection, monthly owner cash flow statements, and more. Renters Warehouse, so confident you'll love their service, they want an addition for your business. Choice is yours. Keep DIYing or see how Renters Warehouse can make your life easier. Start your 90-day test drive today. Go to rwatlanta.com or call 404-662-2322, 404-662-2322.
Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler here at Shane Company. Come on in, feel at home, and let's find your dream engagement ring. I'm proud to work for a company that puts customers first and lets them shop the way they want to. See, we believe shopping for an engagement ring should be fun, without any of the pressure. We don't work on commission, so finding your dream ring is truly on your terms. We'll be right by your side as your friend and jeweler to help you find a ring more beautiful than you imagined and stick to your budget too. We have all of the styles and all of the smiles. You can even watch our in-house jewelers working their magic inside your neighborhood store. It's that kind of care and craftsmanship that makes Shane Company's free lifetime warranty the best in the business, saving you thousands over time and giving you peace of mind. No appointment necessary, or check us out at shaneco.com. Because a friend knows when you're ready, you're ready. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Waiting on insurance to help you through your car accident claim? The longer you wait, the more you may suffer. The aggressive attorneys at Canner and Pintaluga are ready to fight for your rights. Call 1-800-411-PAIN today.
Law offices of Canner and Pintaluga, 201 Peachtree Street, Northeast Atlanta. Non-attorney spokesperson.
Don't get fooled by window fiction.
It's Ted and Jonathan from North Georgia Replacement Windows. Now they're calling it vinyl composite, but no matter how they say it, vinyl windows are still bulky, cheap, and plastic.
Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows are beautiful, not big and bulky like vinyl composite windows.
Experience the fiberglass difference at your home or in our new Alpharetta showroom. 0% interest available.
Infinity from Marvin, replacement windows, yeah!
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But what if you could get both? Why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that is Medi-Share. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with Medi-Share, and that's huge, but it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. And we know this from research of members. There's a lot they like about Medi-Share, but especially they love being part of something they believe in. And Medi-Share works, too. It has for more than 30 years. There are hundreds of thousands of members who love having telehealth if they need it. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you could save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or you're part of the gig economy or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
This is the classic AC/DC song. I actually like the redo, Deborah, in School of Rock with Jack Black.
Oh, sure, yeah.
AC/DC, legendary, I'm assuming, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame band. Not only they're a phenomenal rock group, but they are doing God's work, inadvertently, saving cattle from wolves. Cowboys, farmers, ranchers,
Yeah.
all
Like
three
Yellowstone.
are now blaring AC/DC to do what, Deborah?
So they're taking these drones and they're equipped with speakers and they're blasting AC/DC's Thunderstruck. We probably should have played Thunderstruck. And that's keeping the wolves away from cattle while they're out in pasture. You know, those fences only do so good. The cowboys can't be out there all the time. And so by having these drones in the area, it scares the wolves away when they hear the music because they just hear loud voices yelling. And so they go off in another direction.
That's hilarious. So wolves are scared of AC/DC. Not Taylor Swift, right? Taylor Swift
Maybe they haven't tried Taylor
might
Swift.
be welcoming. Here we go. This
There you
is
go.
the song they're using.
Yep. It's probably when it gets into the thunder part.
I have no problem doing this if you don't have neighbors. Like
Well,
if
they're
you have the
ranchers.
Yellowstone Ranch where there's no neighbors around, go ahead and blare this song. But not only are they doing this song, but they're also playing Scarlett Johansson movies.
So it's that. Have you seen that movie on Netflix? It's called Marriage Story. It's about Scarlett Johansson and I can't think of his name right now. She gets divorced, and there's this really intense scene where they talk about this vitriol hate that they have for each other. It's really emotional, but they've been playing that scene, and I guess it's the.
It's so weird.
If you see it, you might understand like where it comes from. Go look it up on YouTube. It's really, really hard to watch, but they're playing that scene, and that's just as distressing to the wolves.
They should if they're going to do movie scenes, going back to the fellow that Kicking Bird who passed away, they should play the scene in the horrible scene in Dances with Wolves where the soldiers were shooting the wolf.
Oh.
Like I don't know if the wolves are familiar with that movie or that scene, but that would That would scare me. Anyway, AC/DC, the gift that keeps on giving. All right, CDC, obviously been working remotely since that horrific shooting outside of the CDC campus. Deborah, we have a return date now for the folks at the CDC.
Yeah, employees at the CDC have been told to make a full return to headquarters on September 15th, so just 2 weeks from now. And they got this notice via email from their new Chief Operating Officer, Linda Chapman. It said workers will be expected to return to their approved offices. Now, some of them are still under construction, so they won't be able to have to go there, but they've also said they've looked at addressing any new security concerns.
Now, I was out of town all weekend for Labor Day, so I didn't check in with my CDC friends to see, because I thought, with the ouster of the CDC director, that there might be rank and file members that just resign en masse. So I don't have an update on that angle, but I haven't heard of any mass resignations yet from the Centers for Disease Control. But the return date, that means that's about right. Oh, one other date we should mention, Appalachia High. We talked about it last week, the 1-year anniversary of the school shooting. I think it's this Thursday.
Yes, this Thursday.
And they were questioning whether or not they were going to stay open or not, or just close the school in remembrance. And remember, I said, stay open. To show them that you're not scared. Give the kids the opportunity to take the day off without any punishment, but the school should stay open to show that, hey, we're still here, we're Appalachia strong, we're not going anywhere. And the school, I believe, Deborah, has decided, not to take my advice, but they are going to be open on the 1-year anniversary.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I thought you had details on that. I don't know.
I don't have any more details. I don't have
All
any
right.
more on that.
Vinny must have sent me that story. But anyway, Appalachia High will go back to, I heard it on Atlanta's Morning News with Chris Chandler. Shout out to Atlanta's Morning News with Chris Chandler. Good stuff there. All right. Speaking of, I mentioned McDonald's and the $21 I had to pay. Now, granted, it's at the airport. You're always going to pay much more for goods and services at the airport because you're just a trapped customer. And it was $21 for just the 2 cheeseburger meal. A new move by McDonald's to win back customers turned off by high prices, announcing the return of its popular extra value meals, including a Big Mac meal for $8. Wow. More from ABC's Elizabeth Schultz in Washington about the new McDonald's extra value meals.
McDonald's has faced some intense backlash over menu prices, with that Big Mac combo as high as $18 in one location. So it is now cutting its prices and it's increasing its value offerings. Overall, when you look at prices, we have seen the price of going out to eat far outpace the cost of food at home. Grocery prices up 2% in the past year, while restaurants are up about 4%.
Fast food used to be a way to save money and eat. And now it's like the Big Mac, $18. No, it's $25 at Bradley Airport. I know it's an airport, but $25. Crazy. All right, Sabrina's got your news, weather, and traffic. When we come back, updating our top local stories. Congress back in session. What are they going to be doing? And will we see the release of the Epstein files? And coming up in about 15 minutes, I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K Day bonus splits. Another chance for you to win $1,000 just for listening to 95.5 WSB.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
For many of you, it's happening. Your hair's thinning, your crown's disappearing, and maybe hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. Well, I got good news. It's Advanced Hair's incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts regrowing your own natural hair the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's Mark Aaron back with you. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what about regrowing your hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to their world-class physicians, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, and I've seen their results, friends. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 470-660-HAIR. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
News, weather,
Traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Good morning. It is 10 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Police in Rockdale County this morning trying to identify the person who tossed a puppy out of the window of a moving car.
The 3-month-old puppy rescuers called Bo was tossed from a white Honda Accord in a church parking lot, and the driver then took off. Jordan Lowe is with Semper Fi Pet Rescue. Her team was responsible for getting Bo to a desperately needed oxygen chamber due to heart and lung injuries, but their heroic efforts were not successful.
Unfortunately, there's always another soul that needs you. Keep pushing forward and trying to get justice for the ones that we couldn't save.
In this case, the vets say Bo clearly suffered abuse in his short life. If you have any information, you're urged to contact Rockdale Law Enforcement. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
A mix of clouds and sun today. A stray shower or storm is possible this evening. Afternoon highs around 83. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards will have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast straight ahead. A man's lucky to be alive this morning. He was pulled from a burning house early this morning on Moreland Avenue. He was taken to Grady Hospital for treatment. The cause of that fire is under investigation. 2 suspects on the run after fleeing from police down I-85 in Brookhaven. The Brookhaven Police Department saying that they first came across a stolen vehicle on Buford Highway near Claremont Road. When police tried to pull that vehicle over, the suspects took off and eventually crashed on I-85. The 2 got out, ran from the scene. Neither of the suspects been arrested so far. And did you hear about this? An 11-year-old boy is shot and killed while playing a game of Ding Dong Dash. It's where the kids ring a doorbell, then run away. Well, shortly before midnight on Saturday in Houston, Texas, a boy was shot doing just that. Now, police have detained a middle-aged man and Sergeant Michael Cass in Houston on the charges he may be facing.
In my opinion, that doesn't look like any type of self-defense. It wasn't close to the house. So it would more than likely be a murder charge.
And police say that the boy who was killed lived about a block away from the shooter. A major water line project is underway starting today in Roswell. This project is going to impact Bullock Avenue with on and off lane closures and limited parking. It is expected to last about 3 months as they are replacing nearly 1,900 feet of pipe that will create a looping water main that connects to adjacent roads. The city saying the upgrade will improve fire safety in the area. Congress back on Capitol Hill today with a packed agenda now that summer break's over.
The most urgent task will be to pass a funding bill to avoid a government shutdown at the end of this month. No one knows if Republicans and Democrats will be able to agree on how to do that.
Reporter Christopher Cruz says Senate Republicans are also considering changes to current rules to get around Democrats' stalling of the president's nominations. The Senate must also decide whether to slap even steeper tariffs on Russia. As we take a look at the markets, we're in the red this morning. The Dow's down 266 at 45,278. NASDAQ also down more than a full percent, and the S&P's down more than 0.5%. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Ashley Frasca is in the WSB 24-hour traffic center with a look at the roads.
Good morning, Sabrina. A smoking truck on the downtown connector and fire department out with it on 7585 northbound right at University Avenue. They do have the right lane blocked there, perhaps 2 right lanes, so that's causing a bit of a slow zone coming up from Langford Parkway, 166. And paving operations certainly have lanes blocked on Peachtree Industrial Boulevard at Holcomb Bridge, and at times traffic being held on Holcomb Bridge trying to cross through that intersection. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy through this afternoon, high 83. An isolated rain shower possible for the ride home this evening. Lows tonight in the upper 50s to low 60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a few hit or miss rain showers, high 84. Mostly cloudy on Thursday with scattered rain showers and a few thunderstorms, high 86.
It is 70 degrees right now in Dunwoody, 70 in Powder Springs. Forest Park has 71 degrees. We'll have more news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Tuesday morning to you. Mark Arum here, you there. It's 10:04, 4 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show, live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. The whole gang with us today. Deborah, executive producer of the program. Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Vinny Drip screens your calls. By the way, Vinny, my mom chimed in on the plethora of nicknames you have. Vinny Bag of Donuts, Vinny Drip, Down South Vinny, Vinny Two Apps, and Lady Aram says her favorite is Vinny Drip. So, in honor of my mom. You okay with Vinny Drip?
I like Vinny Drip.
All right, Vinny Drip is good.
We're cool with that.
All right, coming up in 7 minutes, I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K day bonus splits, chance for winning $1,000. Scott Slade joins us live at 10:35, 11:35. We're going to go live to the White House. Congress is back. What does that mean for you and me? And we're also going to give away tickets to see Jim Gaffigan September 12th at Atlanta Symphony Hall. I do want to go back to the White House now. It was apparently another. I mean, this is not going to surprise anyone. Another violent weekend in Chicago. And I think that's heightened by the fact that it was a long weekend, right? Parties and cookouts and things seem to go awry. What does President Trump have in store for Chicago and Illinois when it comes to expanding a federal presence? Elena Treen outside the White House this morning.
My colleagues and I broke the news last week that the Trump administration was planning this major escalation in what we know is the president kind of threatening to strong arm a Democratic city. And part of this is all about immigration. Now, I do want to be clear. His plans to send in what we're told personnel from ICE, Customs and Border Patrol, other agencies, all of that is meant to be very distinct from the rhetoric that we've heard the president use in recent weeks, which is what he wants to, essentially take the model that he's done in D.C. to crack down on domestic crime to Chicago. This is different. This is more of a Los Angeles style type of immigration operation. Remember what we saw with him sending the National Guard, for example, to Los Angeles earlier this year. This is going to be similar. And we are told as well that they have been preparing for days now, the National Guard, to potentially go to Chicago this week to kind of help with this immigration operation. Now, one thing that's been, of course, so interesting is to watch the rhetoric that's been unfolding from people like the Illinois governor, J.B. Pritzker, who says that he has had no communication with the Trump administration about this. He has been very critical of these plans. But when I talk to White House officials here, they say, look, one of our goals from the very beginning of this Trump administration, his second term, has been to try and ramp up these deportations of undocumented immigrants. They note that Chicago is a sanctuary city. It has long been a target on this administration's list. And now we are seeing them really ramp up those plans to send tons of federal law enforcement agents, specifically, of course, immigration related, through the Department of Homeland Security to crack down on this. And so we're likely to begin seeing this, we're told, starting on Friday. That has really been the plan, to prepare these different agencies over the weekend, send them out by Friday. Everyone kind of staying tuned to see what exactly this will look like and if it'll actually still be specifically focused to immigration.
Elena Treen at the White House. To me, it's two separate stories here in relation to what President Trump's plans for Chicago are. One, ICE and immigration, right? President Trump considers Chicago a sanctuary city, so he wants to get deportations up. So he sends ICE agents to do that. That's one part of the story. Separate story is what we've been seeing in Washington, D.C. with the National Guard, increased patrols around the monuments, et cetera. And we heard last week from the D.C. mayor that some parts of what's going on in D.C. are actually helping. It's not necessarily the National Guard at the Washington Monument or the Lincoln Memorial, but it's the FBI agents and the U.S. Marshals and the federal law enforcement agents that are assisting the D.C. police on their actual policing duties, which is being really effective. And the fact that the mayor is praising that to me, that's the blueprint. If President Trump wants to continue this at other big urban areas around the country, just do what was working in D.C. When you have the D.C. mayor, the most Democrat of a Democrat, saying, yeah, this is actually, FBI agents are helping us out. That's the blueprint's there. And if you want to use National Guard troops, we talked about this at length last week. Don't put National Guard troops at the Washington Memorial. I mean, it's not a high crime area. You want to use National Guard troops, you put 3 or 4 of them at every subway stop in D.C. or Atlanta. Deborah, the official martyr rider of the Mark Arum Show, would welcome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, that would be, the blueprint is there. If President Trump wants to get wide support on reinforcing, these crime-ridden areas, these cities that need it, it's simple. Give them more FBI agents. Give them more police officers to help prevent crimes and deter crimes. And if you want to use the National Guard, bam, put them in the subway stations. Have them ride subway trains. Here in Atlanta, put them on MARTA. Put them on the streetcar. They'd be the only ones on the streetcar, but it would prevent crime. Maybe, I don't know, is it putting 1 or 2 federal National Guard troops on a MARTA bus? Is that a bridge too far? That'd be pretty boring. That's a boring gig. Hey, you're a National Guard troop. You're trained for warfare. We're going to have you ride the MARTA bus down to the Georgia Dome to make sure. But my point is the blueprint is there. If you get the mayor of D.C. going, oh, yeah, these things are working, just do that in Chicago. Do that in wherever else you want, New York City or wherever else. The blueprint is there. If you can get bipartisan support on that, and listen, federal, National Guard troops, NGT, National Guard troops at subway stops, I don't think anyone would be opposed to that. Even the people that hate President Trump the most would be like, yeah, all right, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that'll make it safer. Especially in New York City. I haven't ridden a subway in New York City in a long time, but apparently it's pretty rough out there. There's a Instagram account I follow called Subway Creatures, and there's some dastardly stuff going on. I mean, I never felt comfortable on a New York City subway, but apparently it's gotten a lot worse. So I'm sure my buddies in New York would be like, yeah, put National Guard troops on the subway, in the stops and on the trains. That would be good. But anyway, the blueprint's there. Just do what's working in D.C., and it's like franchising. Longoria opened a Wiener Schnitzel in Corpus, and then he started a franchise. He opened a Wiener Schnitzel in Austin, one in Chattanooga. It's like franchising all the law enforcement needed in the high crime areas. The blueprint is there. He should take note. I mentioned the Appalachia High shooting anniversary is this Thursday, confirmation that school will be open. Interesting story when it comes to school safety. In a second. Right now, I got to give away $1,000. Yeah, let's do it. $5K a day bonus blitz again on this Monday. Your 10 a.m. keyword for the bonus blitz is vibe. V-I-B-E, vibe. Enter the keyword vibe into the WSB Radio app or at WSBradio.com/cash. You have until 10:30 a.m. to enter the keyword, win $1,000. The keyword is vibe. V-I-B-E, vibe. Don't forget, if you get a phone call after 10:30 from a number you don't recognize, answer it. Could be us telling you won $1,000. That's important. Pick up the phone after 10:30. Keyword is vibe, V-I-B-E. Good luck, my friends. If you missed it, I'll give it again in just a couple of minutes. But I do want to, this is something we spend a lot of time talking about now as school has returned. Most schools, like the schools in Connecticut, were going back today. Deborah, which is
north. In the Midwest, we go back after Labor Day.
Today is the first day of school up north. Here, we've been doing it for a month. But with school back, hyper aware of school shootings. We had the horrific one in Minneapolis at the Catholic school. Long Island is, I have nothing against Long Island. There's good food. They have beaches, the Long Island Railroad. But it's not usually a beacon of fresh ideas and new developments or technologies. But Long Island schools are now tinkering with a way to enhance their school security, and if successful, it might spread. What exactly are Long Island schools doing, Deborah?
Okay, they've got this new security system. It's called the X-Sponse system, and it's going to be able to auto-lock doors and assess threats just in seconds. So this is at the North Massapequa campus, and every room has these special cameras, and all of the school officials, teachers, whoever works there are going to have these smart badges that if something goes wrong, they can activate it immediately. And it'll not just alert people, like it'll send out alerts to first responders, police, or whatever thing. It'll automatically shut down the doors, lock them, and then turn a camera on in that room so that people can see what's actually happening in that. Is that room? Are they safe? Is the danger in another part of the building? They'll have all these sensors throughout the school so they can immediately figure out where and when the issues are and get to them in a much faster place than they could if they're just kind of guessing what's going on.
That's interesting. So that is an upgrade from the current system we have here in Georgia, where I think this is statewide, but I might be wrong. It might just be in the metro area, where teachers have their badges, right? The lanyards, whatever, and they are now equipped with panic buttons. And a certain,
is that every school?
I think Vinny can check on that. I think it might be statewide, or if not, it's at least most of the metro, where if you're a fourth grade teacher and God forbid something bad happens, you just like hammer this button on your badge and it alerts everybody, first responders, the main office, etc. But what Long Island's doing in Massapequa is not only that, but it locks the doors, turns on the camera so people in the main office, the central office, can see what. That's a great development. I could see that working. By the way, Massapequa, New York, birthplace of Jerry Seinfeld and Alec Baldwin. How about that?
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, and they got a good diner. That's all I know about my buddy from college, John Cullinan. He's from Massapequa, but he went to the Catholic school there, so not Massapequa High. But listen, I'm all for that. Upgrade, use technology to our advantage. Obviously, there's nothing we can actually do to prevent school shootings, but minimize the damage. Have that panic button, lock the doors, turn on the cameras, alert first responders, like next level security systems there. From Massapequa High to college dormitories. Oh man, I wish this was around when I was in college. Some dorms now, Deborah, are allowing students to keep pets.
I know. So jealous. So more colleges and universities are saying, yeah, kids, you can bring your pets to school, you know, because obviously we know that pets can kind of reduce anxiety, especially if you're away from home, if you're going out of state and it's a completely different, you know, from where you grew up. A pet kind of helps with that. So there are federal laws right now. Obviously, you have to have an emotional support animal. They have to allow that, but they've never had to allow just pets before. So a lot of schools are kind of changing, you know, depending on how big the animal is, what kind it is. Some are going to require like pet fees like you would in an apartment. But yeah, more and more schools are saying, hey, it's okay. Bring your pet along with you. So jealous.
I'm very jealous. I would have loved that. Now, the problem is you've got to make sure that, you know, your roommate isn't bringing a cat and you're bringing a dog or something that might not get, you know, or Deborah brings a bunny and Longoria brings a pit bull.
My bunny.
And you guys are roommates. I vaguely remember one kid in freshman year had a hamster, like a hamster cage, like that was allowed. But oh man, I would bring Soba here to work every day, but she's just, the bark is too much. She gets, you know, not claustrophobic, but
she gets excited.
She gets excited, and I brought her in a couple times, and the bark is just too loud. That would last one segment, and then but I think we have an open pet policy here at the station, right? Like,
I mean, there's a lot of dogs wandering around on any given day.
A pet dorm. Interesting. All right, when we come back, Congress is back in session. What is on their agenda? We'll get the latest from Capitol Hill. A reminder, though, it's the 5K day bonus blitz. 10 a.m. keyword is VIBE, V-I-B-E, VIBE. Enter the keyword VIBE into the WSB Radio app or online at WSBradio.com/cash. You have until 10:30 to enter the keyword. And if you get a call after 10:30 from a number you don't recognize, answer it. It could be Ashley Frasca telling you wanted to know. She does traffic. I've missed you so much, Ashley. Welcome back, my friend.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back. And things are pretty mild around town, but the vibe is paving right now. A couple of different parts of town. In Peachtree Corners, they're paving along Peachtree Industrial Boulevard near Holcomb Bridge. Few delays in that area. And along Highway 78 at Davis Road. And a smoking tractor trailer, though the fire is out, but fire department still in 2 right lanes. Downtown on 7585 northbound at University Avenue. Traffic brought to you by True Natural Gas. They could report alien aliens have landed. That wouldn't be true. Here's something that is. True Natural Gas offers low rates and great customer service. Visit TrueNaturalGas.com. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
Hey, I'm Chris Chandler. When you join us Wednesday starting at 5 for Atlanta's Morning News, breaking stories from overnights and triple team traffic get you to work or school on time. Plus, why Clark Howard wants you to do your homework before you give to charity on WSB.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Our custom treatment plans have a 98% success rate at improving ED and PE on your very first visit, even if Viagra and Cialis have failed. Regardless of your age and medical history, we are here and dedicated to help you regain your love life.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit, or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health, the only choice for your health.
Just a word of wisdom from your friend Mark Aram. A damaged roof doesn't always lead to an entire roof replacement project. As a full-service Atlanta roofing company, my friends at Dr. Roof offer comprehensive roof repairs that will lengthen the lifespan of your existing roof and ensure that it will continue to protect your home as it should. It's storm season. Get peace of mind from my friends at Dr. Roof. They've been in business for over 35 years, and Dr. Roof offers up to a 5-year warranty on roof repairs. Get all the info online at drroof.com.
At the Original Mattress Factory, you'll often hear us say we can't fit our quality in a box. Our customers feel the same way. Here's what an actual OMF customer had to say.
I recently purchased a bed-in-a-box mattress and returned it a month later. I replaced it with a bed from the Original Mattress Factory, and I am beyond thrilled. Don't bother with any of the online mattress brands. Go to OMF and you'll be in great hands. My only regret is not going there sooner.
Come see our quality firsthand at the Original Mattress Factory.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Save big on 1-pint containers of blueberries or 6-ounce containers of raspberries. They're on sale 2 for $5 with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
A lifetime warranty says a lot about a company. Lifetime is a long time. Home Fix It show host Dave Baker here. I can't think of a better place to have a lifetime warranty than on the roof of your home. It covers everything you own and love. That's why I love Finley Roofing. Only Finley Roofing, the roof guys, provide a lifetime leak-free warranty on labor and materials at no additional cost. Nobody else does that. Other roofers charge you more for a lesser warranty. Finley replaced the roof on my home and over 65,000 other homes locally. They've mastered the roof replacement process with impeccable, high-quality work. They've seen it all, they've replaced it all, and they've warrantied it all. With the Finley Roofing Lifetime Warranty, you'll never have to worry about your roof ever again. Time to replace your roof? Think of Finley first. Schedule your free roof analysis. No obligation, no charge at finleyroofing.com.
10:23 on the Mark Aram Show. Your 5K Day bonus blitz keyword for the 10 o'clock hour is VIBE, V-I-B-E. Good luck on that. Good luck to Congress as they come back from a month-long recess. Arlette Saenz on Capitol Hill.
Anyways, Congress is picking up right where they left off, facing a very jam-packed schedule and a potentially messy fall fight. Now, at the top of their agenda will be trying to avert a government shutdown on September 30th. Democrats have said that they want to work in a bipartisan manner, and they've already signaled that they want new checks on Trump's power and also potentially rollbacks of that domestic policy bill that was passed over the summer. But they're also warning that the Trump administration's latest move to claw back $5 billion in foreign aid that was already approved by Congress will complicate the dynamics as they are trying to have these bipartisan negotiations. But for the White House's part, they have said that they are in no mood to have any concessions from the president. And so that is one of the battles that we could see play out in the coming weeks as lawmakers are trying to avoid a shutdown on September 30th. But there's also a host of partisan battles that are set to play out in the coming weeks. And perhaps the most immediate one is the debate over whether to release the Jeffrey Epstein files. Congressman Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna have signaled that they are undeterred, that they do want to force a floor vote in the House using a procedural tactic that would require them to have the sign-on for 218 lawmakers. They believe that they will be able to meet that number. Now, House Speaker Mike Johnson has said that really that push for a vote is moot as the Trump administration has started to turn over some documents to the House Oversight Committee, but Massie and Khanna have said that they are undeterred. They are also trying to put a face to this Jeffrey Epstein scandal when they will be hosting tomorrow a press conference with several survivors of Epstein's sex trafficking ring.
Yeah, so that's a big deal. There's going to be a press conference with survivors. Republican Congressman Pete Sessions was asked about the Epstein-Maxwell situation this morning on CNN. What can you tell us about these House Oversight Committee meetings, and what do you hope to learn from them?
The information which they would give us. We believe that we have now a good bit of information that has come to us via the Department of Justice, and yet there has to be some way to look at that and then to ask further questions. The information that has come in is not bland, it just does not give full context. And so it's that full context that the committee is looking for.
And ironically, there is some bipartisan support on that. As you heard from Arlette Saenz, there are both Republican and Democratic Congress people that want the Epstein files fully released. So we'll monitor that. Congress obviously trying to avoid the shutdown. We'll go back to the White House in an hour and check in with Nicole Killian live as Congress is back in session. Keyword, you got 3 minutes to pop it into the WSB Radio app. Win $1,000. Your 5K Day bonus splits keyword is VIBE. V-I-B-E, VIBE. Go get that $1,000 because no one won Powerball yet. That'll be me next time there is a drawing. News, weather, and traffic at 3. When we come back, Scott Slade joins us live only here on The Mark Aram Show.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, with all the things we're reading, seeing, and living through these days, from rate cuts, election season, and now a new administration, now seems like a great time to make sure we have that comprehensive plan in place. You know, the one that covers all our financial bases.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in will work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. we think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Whether it's a slip that ends in a slip disc, a trick knee that's holding you back, or shoulder pain hurting your game, you can count on Northside Hospital Orthopedics. With leading care in Georgia at convenient locations all across the state, we're here to get you back on your feet, no matter what comes your way. Because Georgia moves us, and we keep Georgia moving. Find a provider near you at northside.com/ortho. That's northside.com/ORTHO.
Skip the hassle of constantly cleaning and costly repairs and sell your home completely stress-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Find out what the guaranteed offer would be on your home. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com and you can start packing.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather, traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk. It is 10:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by your Metro Atlanta Amco dealers. We told you this morning on Atlanta's Morning News that next hour, Emory's going to be unveiling a new mobile prostate cancer screening clinic. Well, new this half hour, a just-released report this morning finds after years of decline, prostate cancer is now seeing an uptick.
The report from the American Cancer Society finds an increase of prostate cancer diagnoses of 3% annually from 2014 through 2021. The rate of death is 2 times higher for black men compared with white men. Prostate cancer is the most common among men in the U.S., accounting for 30% of cancers this year, and it's the second leading cancer death in men behind lung cancer.
And correspondent Matt Piper says the report also finds American Indian and Alaskan Native men are the most likely to be diagnosed with late-stage prostate cancer when it spreads elsewhere. Your weather for today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or storm is possible this evening. Afternoon highs around 83, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just over 2 minutes. In Rockdale County, police this morning are searching for the person wanted in connection with an awful animal abuse case. Jordan Lowe is president of Semper Fi Pet Rescue and says animal control got a call after a witness saw a puppy being thrown from a car.
Animal control got a call that a puppy was thrown out of a window. They had an eyewitness that spotted the car.
Despite heroic efforts by a team of vets, the dog died. A reward is now being offered in connection to an arrest. The car, described as a white Honda Accord. New technology allows Metro Atlanta police to solve violent crimes faster and improve public safety.
The Brookhaven Police Department is recognized by the ATF for developing leads through a ballistic information network.
What used to take potentially months to even a year to analyze this evidence, we're able to review this data and evidence in-house and get results extremely quickly.
Lieutenant Corey Van Allen says in one example, they linked separate shootings involving juveniles to a single firearm, helping them identify suspects in multiple incidents. They also link a Brookhaven homicide to an aggravated assault case in Norcross. Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Mental health organizations across the country are raising awareness this month around suicide prevention. An estimated 49,000 Americans die by suicide every year, with a death happening every 11 minutes. Now, the suicide rate here in Georgia has increased by more than 32% over the past 20 years, the risk highest among older white Georgians. Kraft Heinz is splitting into 2 companies a decade after they joined in a massive merger that created one of the biggest food companies on the planet.
The grocery business will focus on well-known brands like Oscar Mayer, Kraft Singles, and Lunchables. The other business, which the company calls, quote, Taste Elevation, condiments to you and me, includes brands like Heinz Ketchup, Philadelphia cream cheese, and Kraft mac and cheese.
And business analyst Jill Schlesinger says the move is meant to boost sales. Let's take a look at the markets. We're in the red this morning. The Dow's down 315 at 45,229. So the Dow's down more than 0.5%. NASDAQ's down more than 1%. And the S&P's not far behind. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Ashley Frasca in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Fire department activity starting to clear just on the shoulder now of the connector 7585 northbound University Avenue. Looks like a truck crash on the southeast perimeter. That was taken out of right lane, but it's all on the shoulder now. 285 westbound between Flat Shoals and Boulder Crest. And still some construction being done along Highway 316 westbound at Cedars Road. Careful, the left lane blocked there. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Partly cloudy for this afternoon, high 83. An isolated rain shower possible for the ride home this evening. Overnight lows in the upper 50s to low 60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a few pop-up showers possible, high 84. Mostly cloudy on Thursday with scattered rain showers, high 86.
It is 72 degrees in Smyrna and Tucker. Peachtree City has 70 degrees right now. We'll have more news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
If it's happening on the streets of Atlanta,
The Cobb County Medical Examiner's Office identifies 57 sets of cremains.
if it's happening on the roads leading to Atlanta,
Massive project at 285 and Georgia 400 has been a big improvement.
we've got it covered.
Atlanta jurors convict a former Customs and Border Protection officer.
Your 24/7 news source.
Covering the stories that impact you.
Tune in throughout the day to stay up to date.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
Congress back in session. Coming up next on the show, Scott Slade chats with Congressman Rich McCormick. 2 minutes away on the Mark Arum Show.
This is Scott Slade with how a short phone call can change your life for the better. Take a few minutes and call MyLand and see if there's a way to put money in your pocket every month. There's so many options with MyLand. Here's an example. One of my friends at MyLand is looking at a reverse mortgage for his mom, who's 82. She's currently in a house that's paid for and too much to take care of by herself. So they're considering a reverse mortgage by selling her current house, then buying a smaller one by only putting 50% down and then putting the other 50% in her bank account, essentially trading homes and putting a couple of $100,000 in her pocket. If you or your parents have a similar situation, call MyLand, where the guys and gals there will put together a plan that's just right for you with no obligation. Call 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's myland.com. Spell it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee 148769, located at 8995 West Side Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. MyLand is an equal housing lender.
Let me teach you some physics. In a great big wind, the bigger and flatter the object, the more force the wind creates. Surface area times the square of the hypotenuse times wind speed divided by E equals MC squared, or some kind of math. Doesn't matter. But when storm season hits, your garage door is just standing there waiting for wind and physics to break it or dent it or send the whole thing flying down the street. And that, my friends, is science. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Modern wind-rated doors are built to withstand the forces of nature. Composite materials are stronger than the cheap old aluminum door that came with your house. And the tracks and rollers won't bend under the stress. It keeps your car safe and your insurance premiums low. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll make sure you're ready. And stay in school, kids.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
I'm honored by your support, and I accept your nomination for President of the United States.
21 years ago today, as heard on WSB Radio, President Bush made it official at the Republican convention in New York. He was going for a second term. Spoiler alert, Scott Slade, he won that second term. Joining us live as he does every Tuesday at this time, our buddy Scott. Good morning, my friend.
Hey, good morning, Mark. How you doing there?
Excellent. I hope you had a great Labor Day weekend.
I did. It was not very laborious. So, I mean, I was able to relax and, and do what the holiday said to do. Let's reflect on what a great country we have.
Indeed.
All kinds of opportunities to work.
We got a 3-day weekend, 3-day vacation, if you will. Congress had a month off, but that gave you some time to catch up with Georgia Congressman Rich McCormick.
Indeed. We did have a nice chat about everything from National Guard troops in American cities, the turmoil at the CDC, and what the 7th District Congressman sees as priority number one heading back to town, that budget deadline, the potential government shutdown deadline in just 4 weeks.
Well, it'll be a fast, furious dash to the end, trying to get the remaining appropriations bills across the finish line. There's a bit of pessimism. It's very difficult on these last 4 that remain, that we'll be able to get it done in time to avoid a CR, which we all want to avoid. We want to be as lean and mean as possible going into the next year. But this is a heavy lift. I've gotten it done a couple times already this year, and so hopefully we'll be able to continue that trend and complete this without a CR.
It has been said that these continuing resolutions actually go back all the way to the Biden administration, and that seems to me that might not be what you would prefer.
It goes back even further than that. Really, to do an entire appropriations process we haven't done with the Republicans in charge in a very, very long time, decades really. We've finally got the big, beautiful bill across the line. I'm not sure how beautiful it is. We still increased spending, deficit spending. Hopefully we make up some of that and we will make up some of that with the tariffs, although that could lead to some inflation too. So we're trying to keep an eye on the market, trying to adjust. The nice thing about President Trump is he's very good about adjusting on the fly. And I think if he sees things going sideways, he'll make a reactive decision and correct course.
We're on the line with the Congressman Rich McCormick. Among your CV, Congressman, you're a physician, and I was curious if you had any thoughts on the turmoil at the CDC that seems to center around some disagreement on vaccines. Have you had any thoughts on that?
Well, so I've met with them a couple times, and I met with the one of my old attendings when I was going through residency at Emory. And by the way, I've worked with several people who worked at the CDC and who are emergency physicians as well, who work part-time as ER physicians. So I'm very familiar with the organization, very familiar with several of the people who work there, both in administrative jobs as well as leadership. And I've warned leadership repeatedly that they need to not politicize their role, that they made some huge missteps, which they agreed on during the COVID pandemic, that they were basically not going with science. They were basically being politicized. They folded to the Biden administration and made some recommendations that were not scientific based, including on boosters and other things. And they kind of got out of the business of science and into the business of political policy, essentially. And I warned them. I said, this is going to result bad things. And this is kind of basically when everything came to a crux is probably when you had to be very careful about recommendations versus just giving information. I'm not even sure the CDC should be making recommendations at this point. And that's what I told them. I said, look, you've lost your credibility. You need to take a back seat to doctors, allow them to have great relationships with their patients where they make the recommendations, they present the science. You guys can, provide studies, you can provide conduits to information, but your days of influencing policy are over. And apparently President Trump took offense to either what they were trying to do to counter-influence what RFK Jr. was doing or something else. I haven't seen all the details yet, but, this is what happens when you have an organization that should be strictly scientific and informational becoming political.
And finally, it looks like Chicago may be next for a National Guard deployment to address crime issues. Have you got any thoughts at all about how that might play in Atlanta, and is it necessary here?
I don't think it's necessary here. I think we've done a good job, especially once we got rid of Mayor Bottoms and Buckhead was addressed. And I think it might actually make people hire more police officers and take this very seriously, that they don't want to have a president come in to try to clean up a city. I don't know how much of a precedent we want to set in that regard. Washington, D.C. is one thing because Congress and the president have purview over Washington, D.C. in many ways that are unique to Washington, D.C. versus all other cities. But as you've seen in L.A. and other places where we had riots and looting, that if governors or mayors don't step up to the plate, then actually the president has to step in to protect his citizens. As a matter of fact, I had a bill submitted that basically says if a local governance that has the ability to protect their citizens doesn't, and we actually have to activate the National Guard or some sort of military organization in order to secure the citizens' livelihood and safety, that local principality has to pay for it. So that the American people aren't on the tab for misbehavior by politicians who refuse to do the right thing to protect their own citizens.
7th District Congressman Rich McCormick. That district, Mark, includes North Metro Atlanta cities of Alpharetta, Sandy Springs, Roswell, all the way up to Dahlonega. And the congressman's always outspoken, isn't he?
Yeah, great. Always. And that was a great interview, Scott. And I love the fact and he's not alone in this, but we have a number of MDs on Capitol Hill. So when he weighs in on what's going on with the CDC, you put extra weight in that because, he's a doctor and he knows about, health and what should happen. So I love the fact that we have a number of MDs on Capitol Hill, including one here in the 7th District representing us. So fascinating stuff. I got to ask you, Scott, because, with Congress going back in session, we've got a number of moving pieces with the Epstein and Maxwell situation, bipartisan push now to get the files released. I'm trying to think of, and as the official historian of WSB Radio, I mean, I can't think of anything comparable, a quote, scandal of this magnitude that has ever, taken the news cycle over the way it has.
I'm trying to think of it myself. The first thing that occurs to me is the Pentagon Papers, right? But,
yeah.
Oh gosh, that was generations ago. But again, you swirl this around to the other bottom line question when you ask the average American, how is this going to affect me?
Yeah.
And quite a number of people will say not at all. And so it's one of those things that, okay, let them play it out. And you can argue that this is just a giant distraction. You could also argue that it's necessary in the way of transparency. So, it's going to come up because people are very much interested, at least inside the bubble in Washington, D.C., on how this thing's going to play out because it involves people they know.
Yeah, and who knows? That's the thing. I know there's trepidation on both sides of the aisle, like who could be implicated in this, but I just let the chips fall where they may. I believe there's going to be a press conference, an event. We're going to hear from Epstein victims that have never spoken before. So obviously, I mean, Congress has to go and avoid that September 30th government shutdown. But I don't think the appetite for more Epstein information is going away anytime soon. Scott, what's coming up on Scott Slade's Georgia this Thursday, my friend?
I think I'm going to take a look at Appalachia High School. Thursday will be the first anniversary of the terrible school shooting there. How the kids are coping, how the community is helping them. And, what comes next? This is a very unusual occurrence. It's the worst mass school shooting in Georgia history, and it deserves our attention. And so we'll take a closer look at how these kids and their teachers and their families are coping.
Yeah, I'll be listening, as always. Scott, great stuff. Thank you so much for your time.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, Mark.
There you go. Scott Slade, every Tuesday at 10:35 here on the Mark Arum Show. When we come back after a quick break and a check of traffic, more in-depth coverage on the tariff uncertainty. We heard from the appeals court that said President Trump's tariffs are not legal. We're going to wait for a Supreme Court decision on that. But the extra tariffs on India, again, what that means for us in Georgia, we'll continue that conversation after we check the Tuesday morning ride around town, live with the latest, the incomparable Ashley Frasca.
Thank you. Just watching construction crews do their thing along Highway 78 eastbound. They're doing some paving in the right lane at Davis Road. They're also working in lanes on Davis Road, so be careful through that intersection. Paving continues in Peachtree Corners. That's impacting the right lane at Peachtree Industrial Boulevard southbound at Holcomb Bridge, and a few delays on 85 south as you roll out of Duluth. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
Online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
All right, thank you. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday. Oh my word! Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your next chance to win is at 12 p.m.
Join Findlay Roofing this weekend at the Fall Atlanta Home Show at the Cobb Galleria Center. Dave Baker here. Stop by the Findlay Roofing booth and say roof, roof during our live broadcast of the Home Fix-It Show Saturday morning. More info at fallatlantahomeshow.com.
Roof, roof. 2 keys to surviving a brutal Atlanta summer. Number 1, stay hydrated. Drink your water, folks. Number 2, make sure your air conditioning unit can handle your needs. It's Mark Arum back from my friends at Reliable Heating and Air. You need AC this summer. You need an AC that works and is reliable, and you need to save money. Check out this offer. Get any sized AC, just $69.99 a month. That's it. 0 down. Low monthly payments, all future repairs, maintenance, even filters are no additional charge for life. An unbeatable lifetime warranty. Plus, you get 24/7 service and next day installations guaranteed, or Reliable pays you $500. Book an appointment for a convenient time right on their website at reliableair.com and click on the schedule service button, or call or text 770-594-9969, 770-594-9969.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, and this month, we're celebrating 86 years in Atlanta. D. Geller & Son is Atlanta's first diamond wholesaler and jewelry manufacturer. That's why we've had Atlanta's lowest diamond prices since 1939. It also means we make Atlanta's best custom jewelry, from redesigning an heirloom to designing your one-of-a-kind ring from the ground up. The best quality, lowest prices, and expert small business service to help you find the perfect piece. In Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Monica Pearson for Superior Plumbing. Did you know the water pressure regulator is the heartbeat of every home? It can affect all things in your plumbing system, and when it's not regulated, it is the main cause of most plumbing problems. They only last about 8 years. Have Superior Plumbing check yours.
2 houses, same neighborhood, nearly identical. But one had an orchard sign, and it sold for way more. So what happened? Well, the first homeowner used a traditional agent. And after weeks of sitting on the market, price drops, and mounting frustration, they settled for less than they'd hoped for. The second homeowner chose Orchard. Their local Orchard agent didn't just list the home, they knew how to market it properly. They knew which upgrades would attract serious buyers, brought in pros to handle the prep, and positioned the home to sell for top dollar. And thanks to Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, that homeowner moved into their new place before the old one even hit the market. No showings, no disruptions, no living in limbo. That's the difference. Never settle for less. Get more with Orchard. Start with a free home valuation at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're a different kind of wireless company dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Because let's face it, our needs are different. Big wireless unlimited plans are designed for 20-somethings, not us. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on one thing, bringing you affordable, reliable rate plans that suit your needs, not ours. How do we do that? We start by using the same towers as the big guys, the exact same towers. We then create rate plans designed for your usage. The fact is, we can offer you an unlimited plan with the same network quality for less because we understand how you use wireless services. Our plans start at just $20 a month. And forget trying to chat with robots. You'll get 100% US-based award-winning customer service when you need help. Come find out how wireless should be and join the millions who've made the switch.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
10:52 on the Mark Arum Show. Not a great start to the day. Down Wall Street way down. S&P, NASDAQ all in the red. NASDAQ's down over a full percentage point. Reaction to tariff uncertainty, he says, ? Continue our team coverage of tariffs. Joining us live from Bloomberg News. And Curran, Edna, good morning. Thank you so much for your time as always.
Thank you, Mark, indeed.
So we started the show off. We heard from a federal appeals court saying the Trump tariffs were invalid. They will remain into effect until October 14th. We suspect, though, it'll be the Supreme Court that has a final say on that. And we've also talked about the supplemental tariffs on India. 50%, and Georgia, the state of Georgia, is a massive trading partner with India, so trying to figure out what the impact will be here locally. But President Trump said India has proposed what when it comes to tariffs at the U.S.?
Well, we've had some news. President Trump said India has offered to cut its tariffs, perhaps all the way down to zero. And at the same time, New Delhi said they're going to continue talking with the U.S. to try and get an agreement on this. Now, we don't have much details here, Mark. This was President Trump made these points in a social media post on Monday, saying that India was offering to cut its tariffs. He said it's too late. They should have done it years ago. India hasn't officially responded to that. They've just said we're continuing to talk to the U.S. about making a trade agreement. But if you take it all at face value, maybe it does suggest there are some kind of ongoing discussions happening in the background between both.
And do we know what the current tariff situation is on U.S. goods being imported to India?
Well, the U.S. complains that India's tariffs, and not just tariffs, but non-tariff barriers remain too high. And in particular, during the talks, there have been differences between the U.S. and China on India opening up its dairy and its farming markets, for example. India has offered, of course, concessions on reducing tariffs on its industrial goods or on auto components and on pharmaceuticals. Those are the areas that have been focal point in this discussion. So clearly there are roadblocks, Mark, on this, and that's why President Trump some time back, a few weeks ago, responded with those 50% tariffs on exports to the U.S. One presumes to try and, to nudge these talks along, so to speak.
Yeah, and by my calculation, India, the only nation hit with these supplementary tariffs for buying Russian Federation oil. It seems like that things are getting so bad that India, Modi went to this summit to meet with the leaders of North Korea, Russia, and China. I would imagine 4 months ago he probably wasn't on that invite list.
No, exactly right. We had some very striking optics out of Beijing and Shanghai. Tianjin, they actually met in China over the weekend, like you mentioned, India's President Modi going to China, meeting Xi Jinping, also meeting Vladimir Putin. Point was, a few months ago, India and the US were in these talks. President Modi had committed to a bilateral deal with both by fall. Well, we're now in fall. It doesn't appear that we're any closer to that US-India deal, and instead we're getting this footage of President Modi meeting his counterpart from Russia, Putin, talking obviously about the oil purchases there, arranging trade agreements with his counterpart, President Xi Jinping, for China also, all of which seemed unlikely a few months ago, and it just goes to show you how these trade discussions between the U.S. and India really have hit something of a roadblock.
Final question for you, and I should know this answer. I apologize. What are we exporting to India? What are the largest imports that India takes from the United States? Do we know?
Well, the biggest issues on the table are around auto components, industrial goods, and pharmaceuticals. Remember, India is a big maker of generic drugs, so pharmaceuticals is part of it. But of course, on the outbound side, the US wants to get more dairy and farming produce in there. So that's roughly where the main talking points are.
Interesting. And I'm assuming, I mean, this is Bloomberg. So is that maybe the tariff uncertainty why the markets are down so heavily so far?
A couple of things going on today, but it's probably part of the mix for sure, especially given that court ruling on Friday that you mentioned earlier, Mark.
Edna Curran from Bloomberg News. Great stuff as always, and thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Mark, as always.
All right. So yeah, the markets are Dow is down almost 400 points, Deborah. But what's my comfort level, Deborah, when it comes to the Dow Jones Industrial Average?
That 400 number?
40,000.
Yeah,
it's 45,000, so we're still fine there. NASDAQ is down over a point and 1.3 percentage points right now. Gold is up, though. A record high right now. I think we did a story on that on Atlanta's Morning News. Per ounce price of gold right now, $3,577. I suspect we're going to hear a Hannity gold commercial within the next hour. I know for sure within the next half hour, we're going to go back live to D.C., Capitol Hill. Congress is back in session. What is on their agenda? I know for certain Deborah's going to give away tickets to see Jim Gaffigan. That's coming up after the news at 11:35. Social media is active throughout the broadcast. Use them. At Mark Airman, at WSB Radio.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Atlanta DIY landlords, listen up. If you're exhausted from managing your rental properties all by yourself, my friends at Renters Warehouse Atlanta offering a 90-day test drive. Hire Renters Warehouse to manage your rental property for a low flat monthly fee as low as $115. If you're not satisfied at any time in the first 3 months, you can fire them. Get your management fees back. What do you get for that low flat monthly fee? A dedicated property management team, maintenance coordination, move in and move out property condition reports, advanced tenant screening with a 9-month tenant warranty, professional photography and videography, lease renewal processing and negotiations, online rent collection, monthly owner cash flow statements, and more. Renters Warehouse, so confident you'll love their service, they want an addition for your business. Choice is yours. Keep DIYing or see how Renters Warehouse can make your life easier. Start your 90-day test drive today. Go to rwatlanta.com or call 404-662-2322, 404-662-2322.
All Care is expert urgent care and primary care under a single roof, offering convenience and continuity for your healthcare needs. All Care is a proud member of Piedmont Clinic with a team of physicians and clinicians who know you and your medical history so they can provide the personalized care you deserve. And with both family and immediate care services offered 7 days a week at 15 Atlanta area locations, All Care also means saying goodbye to waiting days and days to see the doctor. Same-day appointments are available and walk-ins are welcomed. Remember, urgent care plus primary care equals All Care.
Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations, my deck guys. You know it's always deck season. Host the party, watch the big game, cook out. It's all possible on your new deck from Ben Hill Renovations. Ben Hill offers a better contractor experience. Every project is built with future county and city code requirements in mind. Your project won't go over budget, and all jobs are backed by the Ben Hill Renovations Workmanship Warranty. See them on the web at bhrenovations.com. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 11 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by your Metro Atlanta Amco dealers. This hour, Winship Cancer Institute at Emory and the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation will be unveiling a new mobile prostate cancer screening clinic.
So basically, it looks like a little doctor's office on wheels.
That's Dr. Kennard Hood. He's medical director of the mobile screening unit. He says that this unit will travel to communities all across the state, offering free prostate cancer screenings. And the custom design screening vehicle includes private clinical spaces, and it's going to be staffed by Emory clinicians. It's an effort to have men get screened who may not get screened otherwise.
We hate everything about going to the doctor. So hopefully this will be easier because we're actually taking this mobile unit to the community to have this testing done.
And the screenings are free, and results can be available on site. All right, your weather for today, a mix of sun and clouds, a stray shower or storm possible this evening. Highs around 83, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast straight ahead. In Rockdale County, a heartbreaking story where a 3-month-old puppy has died from injuries after being thrown from a moving car near Lake Rockaway.
After the puppy rescuer's nickname Bo was thrown out the window of a white Honda Accord in a church parking lot, he was rushed to a nearby shelter.
Did a lot of x-rays, a lot of damage to his heart and lungs.
Clearly needing urgent care, Jordan Lowe, president of Simplify Pet Rescue, was contacted. Her team whisked Bo to Ball Ground for access to an oxygen chamber. Despite their efforts, his injuries were too severe.
He crashed. They performed CPR for 3 minutes, and they just couldn't get his heart started.
Lowe says signs point to past abuse in Bo's short life. Anyone with information is urged to contact Rockdale law enforcement. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
New this morning, several insurance companies are facing allegations that they lowballed the values of totaled cars.
Rose Chadwick of Arkansas was the lead plaintiff in a class action lawsuit against State Farm. A jury found the insurer undervalued her totaled car by $600.
That's what I pay them for, is to be fair with me.
Brian Glasser is Chadwick's attorney.
The computer program that State Farm used to calculate the replacement value of the car did it systematically unfairly.
State Farm argued that program was the industry standard.
Now, correspondent Michael Wallace reports similar cases are pending right now against insurance companies in 19 states.
And for a fortnight there,
Taylor Swift's The Life of a Showgirl album is already breaking Spotify records ahead of its release on Sunday. The superstar's upcoming album became the most pre-saved album countdown page in the platform's history. Well, gold hit a record high, rising to just above $3,500 an ounce.
The latest run in gold prices is fueled in part by expectations that the Fed will lower interest rates this month. That's boosted the allure of precious metals, which don't pay interest to those holding the investment. There's also growing concerns over the central bank's future amid President Donald Trump's attacks against the Fed this year. These things are driving rising demand for time-honored haven investments like gold. The prices have soared more than 30% this year. I'm Bloomberg's Gina Cervetti for 95.5 WSB.
As we take a look at the markets, the Dow's currently down 403 at 45,141, so the Dow's down almost a full percent. NASDAQ's down more than a full percent, so is the S&P. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams joining us now from the 24-hour traffic center. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Sabrina. The construction back in full force now that the holiday weekend is over. You got that paving or construction 316 westbound at Cedars Road out there in Gwinnett County, slowing the ride through Decula. That blocks a left lane. Also, Peachtree Industrial Boulevard southbound in the Peachtree Corners area, Holcomb Bridge Road. That construction is in the right lane. And if you're traveling downtown, 7585 southbound, just tapping the brake pedal as you make your way from 17th Street down past North Avenue toward the downtown area out of Midtown. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy through this afternoon, high 83. An isolated rain shower possible for the ride home this evening. Lows tonight in the upper 50s to low 60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a few hit or miss rain showers, high 84. Mostly cloudy on Thursday with scattered rain showers and a few thunderstorms, high 86.
73 degrees here in Midtown Atlanta. We'll have more news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
I'll run this town to be near you.
11:04 on this extremely busy news day, Tuesday. Welcome back, friends. Mark Airman crew with you till noon. 1 hour from now, I'm going to give you another keyword in the 5K day bonus blitz. Another chance for you to win $1,000 listening to WSB. Before that, though, 30 minutes from now, Deborah's got tickets to give away to see Jim Gaffigan. I've never seen Jim Gaffigan perform in person, Deborah.
I saw him at Chastain.
Did you see him at Chastain?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'll go September 12th, Atlanta Symphony Hall. I'm assuming he doesn't need to do press because he keeps adding shows to sell tickets. But
yeah,
if there's any chance we could get him
You
on
didn't go with me to Cobb Energy Center when he was there?
I don't think so. I don't think so. That was probably Low T Chuck. I think you took Low T Chuck instead. Your other boyfriend. Anyway, Deborah's got tickets to give away, and we're going to go live in 30 minutes back to Washington on Capitol Hill. Congress back in session, trying to avoid a government shutdown. And are we finally get those Epstein files released? In case you missed it over the weekend, I'm glad Maya and I went. We had scheduled to go to Connecticut to see my folks for Labor Day weekend. We always go to the Goshen Fair. I love a county fair, little small town fairs, eat the fair food. It was delicious, and it gave us a good distraction. On Friday morning, we had to put our puppy down, Deuce, which was really sad, but it was good to get away. I'm glad we went. Although, the itinerary was different, Deborah. So we took the last flight out on Friday from Atlanta to Hartford. Because Maya had to work and I had to work. So we didn't land in Hartford till after midnight.
Oh.
And I don't want my dad to pick us up at 1 in the morning. So we got a hotel room at the Sheraton, which is adjacent. It's like part of the airport. So you don't even have to go outside. You just walk to your luggage. And I mentioned a couple weeks ago that Maya got me a sleep mask because she's sick of me leaving the TV on. So she's got this fancy mask with Bluetooth speakers in the ears, and so I can listen to Downton Abbey on my phone while I go to sleep, and it doesn't bother Maya. It's a game changer in our relationship. Like the TV's off now, and I could just listen to it, and she's got one too. And I left the sleep mask in the Sheraton. So we get to my parents' house Saturday morning. My dad picks me up. We go home, and then Saturday I go to bed. I don't have my sleep mask. I left it in the hotel, out. And then we fly back yesterday. Maya ran to the Sheraton to see if they found it in Lost and Found because it's like $60. Like it's expensive. They didn't have it, but they took her number if we find it. So Maya's like, "Do you want me to order you another sleep mask?" I'm like, "Well, I know you want me to have this sleep mask, so I don't leave the TV on." So at like 6 p.m. last night, she ordered me another sleep mask. I'm going to pay for it because I lost it. And this morning, I get up to walk Soba. At 5 in the morning, there's a package. Like 12 hours after she ordered it on Amazon, it's delivered.
Well, you got the Prime account, right?
Yeah, Amazon Prime. But we both do. I don't use it. Maya is a hyper user. I use Amazon like 5 times a year. But it allows me to talk about what I've been meaning to talk about for a long time, called the Amazon effect. Have you heard about the Amazon effect, Deborah?
No.
It makes sense. So we live in a world now where I can order, well, Maya can order a sleep mask for me, and it's in my house, at my house, within hours. Like this has never happened before in human history. And what's happening with this Amazon effect, the fast, quick, cheap, or free shipping has raised our expectations when it comes to everything in life. And this is not something that's happened overnight. So if you go back to 1985, 40 years ago already, goodness gracious. If my parents were going out, what would I have for dinner? The Swanson's TV dinner in the metal tray. This is before we had a microwave, and it took 45 minutes to heat up that frozen turkey dinner in the oven. 45 minutes. That was just the way the world worked. There was no internet. You had to have patience for everything. I had to wait 45 Can you imagine now waiting 45 minutes for a frozen dinner or a frozen burrito or whatever? Like, that was the way of the world. And then microwaves came, and I was like, so it was the Amazon effect before Amazon. I was like, oh, I can now have that frozen dinner in 5 minutes as opposed to 45 minutes. And everything gets faster, and we need less patience in life. So the Amazon effect just shows that we are so conditioned now to expect things instantaneously that if we don't get what we want right away, we're not emotionally capable of handling it. And I'm not looking at Vinny, but the younger generation, Vinny never had to wait 45 minutes to cook a frozen dinner. He never had to wait, remember the infomercials? You buy something on TV, and it was like, allow 4 to 6 weeks for shipping and handling. Can you imagine? Like, Maya orders me the sleep mask. Oh, to be here in a month and a half.
Oh.
Like, that used to be the way of the world. And I think with this Amazon effect, we expect, like, I'll see a line to go into a restaurant. I forgot where we were. But I was like, I'm not waiting in that line. No. I want instant gratification. And I was alive in 1985, and I had the patience. But because we're so used to now getting what we want when we want it, we're not, like last night. I'm still, emotionally eating after Deuce. So we had dinner, and I was like, Maya, I need some ice cream. I need some comfort food. And so I was like, I'm going to pull up the Uber Eats and order some Blizzards from Dairy Queen because I wanted it. And she was like, all right, sure. I'm not going to turn down a free Blizzard. And I said I ordered priority delivery, like the first stop. And my excuse was, well, I don't want the ice cream to melt. But in reality, I didn't want to wait an extra 6 minutes for that Blizzard. So I paid $3 extra to get my already expensive Blizzard delivered. It's the Amazon effect. It's crazy. And it's only going to get worse as we expect things faster and faster and quicker and quicker. And it's interesting. Google it, Amazon effect. It's a crazy situation. All right, let's go back to the White House. Correspondent John Decker this morning, continuing our coverage of the whiplash we're having when it comes to tariffs. News over the weekend, John, federal's appeal court invalidated many of Trump's tariffs, President Trump's tariffs. What exactly does this mean?
Well, what it means is this could upend a lot of the president's economic and legislative agenda for this term. If indeed the Supreme Court, which will likely take up this case, allows this ruling by this federal appellate court to stand. What the appellate court ruled late Friday is that it was not within the purview, the constitutional power of the president to impose these reciprocal tariffs. They say tariffs are essentially taxes, and the Constitution's pretty clear. The power of taxing rests with the legislative branch, not the executive branch, and as a result, 7-4, that was the decision. They said that the president of the United States acted unconstitutionally when he imposed these tariffs on every one of America's trading partners.
Now, the White House has been justifying these tariffs using some sort of emergency economic act. Is that what the federal appeals court said? No, that doesn't count in this situation?
Well, they said the emergency that the administration cites is the large trade deficits that the U.S. has with so many of our trading partners. But what they point out, and they pointed this out in questioning of the lawyers representing the administration, those trade deficits, they've been around literally for decades. So there's no great emergency that it's happening now, they point out. So that's an argument that the administration has to prepare for if indeed this case is taken to the U.S. Supreme Court, how to respond to that particular argument that was shot down by this federal appellate court.
In the meantime, though, the appellate court says that the tariffs remain till October 15th, I believe was the date they gave.
Yes, October the 14th, if you want to be exact. But that means that the United States can continue to take in that revenue until that date. But that will also give time for the administration to appeal this particular ruling, this decision, to the U.S. Supreme Court. And I fully expect the U.S. Supreme Court to take up this matter.
No doubt. White House correspondent John Decker joining us on the Mark Arum Show. President Trump making a 2 p.m. announcement, we've been told by the White House today. Is that expected to be an important announcement, or is that to just quell rumors that were spreading online that the president might not be in the greatest of shape right now?
Well, I have speculation as to what this is about, and I'm typically right when it comes to my speculation. I think this has to do with the president announcing that U.S. Space Force Command will be moved from its headquarters location in Colorado Springs to Huntsville, Alabama. The president will make this announcement in the Oval Office, as you point out, at 2 p.m. Eastern Time today. I'll be in the Oval Office when the president makes that announcement, and it is my belief, not fully, 100% known, but it is my belief that is what that announcement pertains to.
You're usually dead on accurate. John Decker, as always, appreciate your time, my friend.
Thanks, Mark. Bye-bye.
Now, John is the only reporter I'm seeing that is surmising that this 2 p.m. announcement by President Trump has to do with the relocation of Space Force from Colorado Springs to Huntsville, Alabama. And Alabama could use a boost right now after their football team got ravaged by Florida State University. But other reporters are saying, and I trust John, and his instincts are usually right. Other reporters are saying it has to do something with the defense, the Department of Defense, not Space Force, though, but something else. Elena Treen at the White House on this upcoming 2 p.m. announcement.
Yeah, still vague information, John, but I am told, I just caught up with the White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, who said that today's event at 2 p.m. is going to be related to the Department of Defense. She said specifically, quote, the president will be making an exciting announcement related to the Department of Defense. Part of the reason this is such a big deal, though, John, is because this 2 p.m. event today, announcement by the president, is the first time we've actually seen him, or will see him, in a week now. The last time we heard the president make public comments was last Tuesday when he spoke at that cabinet meeting for roughly 3 hours. I think, I'm sure a lot of our viewers have been watching some of the kind of anxiety and questions over the weekend about where's the president been, people calling in to question his health. The president actually posted on Sunday, he said he's, quote, never been in better shape, kind of responding to some of this. So today's going to be a really good opportunity because we almost never see the president stay behind closed doors for an extended period of time. This will be the first opportunity reporters actually get to question him on a lot of the important things that are going on and see him publicly for the first time in a week.
Yeah, Elena's right there. I mean, social media was just crazy this weekend. President Trump, is he alive? Is that a body double? I mean, it is not normal for President Trump not to talk to reporters, and that's a good thing. Almost on a daily basis, we certainly love that. But he hadn't spoken to reporters in a week almost. Last Tuesday, as Elena mentioned. So the conspiracy theorists were just up in arms, like, is that a body double? And they're going over. There was a picture released from Getty Images of the president leaving the White House to go to his golf club in Virginia. And it was a picture from a long distance. And people were like going over it like it was the freaking Zapruder film. Like that, his eyebrows are different. That chin's different. Why is he wearing a black MAGA hat, not a red? I mean, it was insane. So 2 p.m. today, we don't know exactly what the president will announce, but I can assume it's actually him and not a body double. And basically a proof of life opportunity for President Trump to swell and quell, rather, all of the conspiracy theorists that were online this weekend. All right, when we come back, I know Christina Edwards is excited. It's pumpkin spice latte season, really boosting Starbucks sales. But the origin of the pumpkin spice latte, I didn't know. It almost wasn't called the pumpkin spice latte. I'll explain after We say hello and good morning to the one and only Alex Williams.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Right now, not too bad out there. We are seeing a few brake lights on the south side, 75 southbound in Stockbridge, leaving 675 as you pass Hudson Bridge Road. 85 southbound, crash bin off to the right below Pleasant Hill Road, exit number 104. Tapping the brakes as you leave Highway 316 and left lane construction out of Decula, 316 westbound at Cedars Road. Traffic brought to you by Peach Pass. Life doesn't slow down, and neither can you. With Peach Pass, save time, cruise by traffic, and use your Peach Pass in 20 states, including Georgia. Visit peachpass.com and keep moving. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
He's the guy at the desk next to you.
So if you can't handle your real face, then don't tell me how to handle my life.
He's your co-pilot for the ride home.
They have a lot more money now because they stopped kneeling.
Eric Von Hessler.
Things are going to get broken.
Eric Von Hessler.
Today at 3.
95.5 WSB. Atlanta's News and Talk.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Whether you're driving your European car for sport or luxury, you need to get to know Wolf Pen Auto Repair in Roswell. This is Scott Slade. Even if your Porsche, BMW, Audi, Mercedes-Benz just needs an oil change, you'll get factory-trained, certified technicians who love European cars as much as you love yours without sky-high dealer pricing. Wolf Pen customers constantly come away saying, "This is how it should be." To get to know you better, for a limited time, mention you heard about Wolf Pen on the radio and get a free second opinion on repairs. Just search Wolf Pen to get started.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray. I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the Portfolio X-Ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The Portfolio X-Ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the Portfolio X-Ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the Portfolio X-Ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. Mm-hmm. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well, and I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, call us.
The Portfolio X-Ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Get a head start on holiday home prep with help from Zerorez. It's Patrick, owner of Zerorez. Getting all of those neglected stains out doesn't require chemicals and harsh soaps. No way. ZR Water technology gets your carpets cleaner and lasts longer. Save up to $30. The more rooms you clean, the more you save. Mention WSB to secure this deal or book online at ZeroResAtlanta.com and ask about our ZeroRes commercial cleaning too. ZeroRes, spell it backwards or forwards, it's the right way to clean.
Good evening from our CBS newsroom in New York on this, the first broadcast of network television's first daily half-hour news program. In Alabama,
62 years ago today, the CBS Evening News became the first network news program to run a half hour. That was Walter Cronkite. I had no idea, Deborah, that prior to September 2nd, 1963, there wasn't a half hour, nightly newscast. That was the first one ever.
Either.
What did they do, like 5 minutes? Did they not have one?
Little update.
Just a little update? Like, what did Edward R. Murrow, what the hell was he doing before September 2nd, 1963? Any chance I get to hear Walter Cronkite's voice, I'm going to play it.
Good evening from our CBS newsroom in New York.
Great voice, great voice. Anyway, I hope that wasn't Longoria's fact of the day, that 62 years ago today it became the first nightly newscast. All right, pumpkin spice latte season is here. I heard this story on Atlanta's Morning News. Apparently, people are fanatic about pumpkin spice lattes. I enjoy them. I don't go out of my way. I only get them, Deborah, if I'm in Target buying baseball cards. And they have a Starbucks there. I'm like, I'll get a pumpkin spice latte. Why the heck not? But apparently, pumpkin spice is the return of pumpkin spice is good news for Starbucks.
Starbucks CEO Brian Niccol told workers in a memo that the fall menu lineup, which includes the seasonal favorite pumpkin spice latte, fueled a record-breaking sales week in the U.S. He also pointed to strong sales in Canada. It's welcome news for Starbucks, working to reverse a string of sales declines. Niccol is leading a turnaround focused on improving customer service, revamping the menu, and making stores more welcoming. I'm Bloomberg's Gina Cervetti for 95.5 WSB.
Yeah, a lot of fans in the newsroom are fanatic about the pumpkin spice latte. Deborah, do you have any idea when the pumpkin spice latte was first released by Starbucks?
Oh, gosh, it's going to be about 20 years ago?
God, you're so good. 2003 was what? So 22 years ago. Ironically, though, I didn't know this. The iconic drink almost had a different name.
Peter Dukes created the pumpkin spice latte back in 2003, but he told People magazine back then pumpkin flavored things weren't that popular, so they almost went with another name instead, the Fall Harvest Latte. But they ultimately decided to give the PSL a go, and while it was well liked at first, it really became a cult favorite years later when it blew up on social media.
Come on, it's pumpkin spice time. When it comes to fall, I'm about as basic as it gets.
Imagine ordering a Grande FHL with extra whip. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
I don't know. I kind of like Fall Harvest Latte better.
Well, I think of fall harvest, I think of me on the farm, like actually picking vegetables out of the field. Doesn't exactly have the same taste.
But correct me if I'm wrong, Deborah, but the pumpkin spice latte contains zero pumpkin. Right,
there's like cloves and cinnamon. You'd have to ask Chrissy. She is the queen of
I believe, you can fact check me on this, but I believe there is zero pumpkin in a pumpkin spice latte. And I know a lot of people don't like pumpkin in general, so they're never going to try something that says pumpkin spice latte or the delicious pumpkin bread at Publix. I mean, we're used to the pumpkin spice latte, the PSL, but I actually think Fall Harvest Latte would have been as successful, more successful. I stopped at Dunkin' Donuts for coffee when I was in Connecticut, not because I needed a coffee, but
because you wanted a blizzard.
No, I had to go to the bathroom. So I was like, well, I'm not going to use the bathroom at Dunk's without getting a coffee. And I full disclosure, I love Dunkin' Donuts, but not their coffee. But I went and got a cup of coffee, and it was $2.76 for a medium coffee. I was like, that's expensive. Just a black coffee, no pumpkin, nothing. Black coffee, $2.76. I'm like, that's more expensive than Starbucks. Oh, I'm wrong. It used to be $2.05 for a grande black coffee at Starbucks. It's now $2.85. So that's a huge increase in coffee prices. Is it tariffs? Is it availability? I don't know. That's all I do is just let you know what's more expensive. That's part of my job now. What's more expensive? Today on the Mark Arum Show. All right, Sabrina's got your news, weather, and traffic at 3. When we come back, live to D.C., Congress is back. What's on their agenda? And Deborah's got tickets to give away to see Jim Gaffigan. All of that straight ahead on The Mark Arum Show.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Are you tired of painting your home every 3 to 5 years? Get peace of mind for 25 years with Rhino Shield.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Get a free estimate at rhinoshieldga.com.
Did you know that 30% of all heart attacks, the very first symptom is sudden death? Virtual Imaging is offering a $49 heart scan. Take advantage of this offer now by visiting virtualimagingatl.com.
Hey folks, it's Belinda. What you have planned this weekend? How about visiting the Lakewood 400 Antiques Market in Cumming, Friday through Sunday this weekend? Grab your spouse or your friends and go on a treasure hunt with over 500 booths. Everything you can imagine, from jewelry, collectibles, sports memorabilia, antiques, furniture, handcrafts, and toys. Every aisle and row is a different adventure. Come on out this weekend to the Lakewood 400 Antiques Market, 1321 Atlanta Highway in Cumming. Visit LakewoodAntiques.com.
Hi, this is Megan, your friend and jeweler from Shane Company. Did you know not all warranties are created equal? At Shane Company, our free lifetime warranty is all-inclusive and even protects the diamond in your engagement ring. We can offer such an incredible warranty because our rings are crafted to last a lifetime. As your friend and jeweler, our gift to you is peace of mind. At Shane Company, we also cover unlimited repairs, resizings, and cleanings for free for life, saving you thousands over time. Because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Two similar homes for sale, same neighborhood, but the one with the Orchard sign sold for more. Why? Well, Orchard's local agents know what buyers want, make smart upgrades, and handle it all. Get your free home valuation at Orchard.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 11:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by Rocco's European Garage. This just in, there has now been an arrest in that deadly arson fire we were telling you about on Labor Day at the Hills of Farrington Apartments.
The suspect, 44-year-old Sean Fales, was taken into custody sometime yesterday by the Chambers County Sheriff's Department during a traffic stop in Lynette, Alabama.
That is Blaine Clark, Officer Blaine Clark with DeKalb Police. He says that he was the ex-boyfriend of the woman who died in the fire, so now is facing charges of murder, aggravated assault, and arson. Your weather for today, a mix of clouds and sun, a stray shower, storm possible later on. Afternoon highs 83. We'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast with WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards coming up in just over 2 minutes. Now to Rockdale County, where police there want your help identifying the person or people responsible for a tragic case of animal abuse. A witness says somebody in a white Honda Accord tossed a 3-month-old puppy out of a moving vehicle in the church parking lot near Lake Rockaway and then took off. Despite efforts by a team of vets, the dog died. Jordan Lowe of Simplify Animal Rescue says her organization is now offering a $1,000 reward.
Somebody knows who did this. They know whose dog it is. We fear that there are more dogs there. This baby deserves some kind of justice.
And Lowe says the dog's injuries showed clear signs of previous abuse, including beatings and repeated strangulation.
A big waterline replacement project's underway in Roswell today.
Be aware that intermittent lane closures will be happening along Bullock Avenue for the next few months. This will have an impact on traffic and parking access in the area. Almost 2,000 feet of outdated linear pipe is being replaced along Bullock Avenue between Marietta Highway and Mimosa Drive. The work will modernize the pipes and improve water access and fire safety protections for residents and several historic sites nearby. The project has a $500,000 budget and an expected 3-month timeline. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
2 suspects on the run after taking off from police down I-85 in Brookhaven. The Brookhaven Police Department says they first came across a stolen vehicle on Buford Highway near Claremont Road. When police tried to pull the car over, the suspects fled and eventually crashed on I-85. The two got out, ran from the scene, and they are still on the run as we speak. A federal judge has ruled that the Trump administration broke the law when the president deployed federal troops to Los Angeles.
But the judge is saying, in short, the president violated the Posse Comitatus Act, which prohibits the use of military and the role of domestic law enforcement. The federal government argues the troops have only been protecting federal assets, but the judge found their role in setting up perimeters, traffic blockades, and crowd control have gone beyond what is legal.
And that is Alex Stone reporting. And this is new at 11:30. President Trump expected to announce later today that he will be moving the U.S. Space Command headquarters from Colorado Springs, Colorado to Huntsville, Alabama. That's according to a U.S. official and 2 sources familiar with the planning. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow is down 474 at 45,070. So the Dow is down more than a full percent. NASDAQ is down also more than a full percent, and so is the S&P. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams is in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
And watching some brake lights on that West Freeway, Sabrina, 20 eastbound. You're jamming in just east of Riverside Parkway. Mostly those right lanes slow and all the trucks trying to hop on to 285, the west side perimeter there. Still watching this left lane construction out of Decula into Lawrenceville. 316 westbound, right around Cedars Road, and 75 northbound. Tap on the brake pedal as you leave Highway 5, the Canton Road connector, up toward Chastain Road, exit 271 there in Kennesaw. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy for this afternoon, high 83. An isolated rain shower possible for the ride home this evening. Overnight lows in the upper 50s to low 60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a few pop-up showers possible, high 84. Mostly cloudy on Thursday with scattered rain showers, high 86.
74 degrees right now in East Point. Sugar Hill has 73, and it's 72 degrees in Monroe. We'll have more news at noon. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
In Atlanta, there is always something happening.
Tanker truck crashed into the median.
The Triple Team Traffic Center has you covered.
No traffic getting through in either direction.
Helping you on your commute.
Avoid the area at all costs. Take Highway 155 or Highway 4223.
Brought to you by the Cool Ray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Coming up next, we're going to go live to Capitol Hill. Now, Congress is back in session. What is on their agenda? Plus, Deborah's got tickets to give away to see Jim Gaffigan. All of that straight ahead on The Mark Arum Show.
At Kroger Pharmacy, we make it easy to get flu, COVID, and RSV vaccines. They're available at no cost to you with most insurance plans. No appointment needed. And we're open weekdays, weeknights, and weekends. So come and visit us when it's most convenient for you. Kroger Health, a world of care is in store. Vaccines subject to availability. No cost to you with most insurance plans. Check with your plan for eligibility. Restrictions and exclusions may apply. See site for details.
Hot water heater just not cutting it anymore? You don't get that piping hot shower you want every morning? Hey, it's Mark Arum back from my friends at Reliable Heating and Air. Check out this amazing deal. New water heater, only $29.99 a month, and make no payments for 3 whole months. Or you can go tankless, only $59.99 a month, and you can enjoy that lovely, endless hot water. Same day water heater installation guaranteed, or they pay you $300. Get that new water heater now. Save a ton of money. Just go online to reliableair.com.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Our custom treatment plans have a 98% success rate at improving ED and PE on your very first visit, even if Viagra and Cialis have failed. Regardless of your age and medical history, we are here and dedicated to help you regain your love life.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health, the only choice for your health.
So where do you store your beach chairs, pool gear, and umbrellas in the off-season? In your basement? Dave Baker here. If your basement has any issues like condensation, wet floors and walls, or musty smells, they can be signs that your home might be due for waterproofing. AquaGuard Foundation Solutions can help. Just visit aquaguard.net for a free inspection. AquaGuard will inspect your home to find the cause of the problem and can fix it once and for all. AquaGuard Foundation Solutions. There's a reason they're the trusted local experts. Just remember, AquaGuard.
11:37 on the Mark Arum Show, live to Capitol Hill in just a second. But first, an amazing pair of tickets to give away, Deborah.
Yeah, tickets to go see Jim Gaffigan at Atlanta Symphony Hall on September 12th.
Just realized, Deborah, September 12th is my anniversary.
Is that your present to Maya?
No. Free tickets would not win me any.
What if they were free Taylor Swift tickets?
That would win me something. Well, let's do the 12th caller then, Vin. 12th caller to 404-872-0750 wins a pair of tickets to see Jim Gaffigan in town for my anniversary, September 12th at Atlanta Symphony Hall. 12th caller to 404-872-0750. All right, now live to Capitol Hill. Congressional correspondent from CBS joining us live, Nicole Killion. Nicole, good morning. Thanks for your time.
My pleasure.
Vacation's over for our congressmen and women. What's top of the agenda for the folks on Capitol Hill?
Yeah, well, the biggest item is trying to fund the government, which, of course, we revisit this debate every so often. But this month is quite critical because Congress is facing a deadline at the end of this month. And, of course, we have seen most recently Congress pass what's known as a rescissions package, where they cut spending, and the White House attempted to do that again last week. So that's not sitting well with some lawmakers who say, hey, Congress has the power of the purse. You know, we should be the ones passing this funding. You're supposed to allow it to go forth. So that is setting the table for some pretty dicey negotiations. There's obviously, too, some concern, particularly on the part of Democrats, following Republicans' passage of the One Big Beautiful Bill. Many Democrats still upset about some of the cuts at that package. And so they're also hoping maybe to try to restore funding or try to have some type of leverage going forward to make sure there aren't additional cuts. So those are just some of the issues that are being debated as lawmakers have the next couple of weeks to try to resolve this and keep the government funded.
Yeah, we heard from Georgia Republican Congressman Rich McCormick earlier in the show with this looming September 30th deadline. He seemed like he made it seem like this is going to be a big uphill battle to get something done. What are the concerns for Republican leaders on Capitol Hill trying to get this deal done? What are their big concerns?
Well, obviously, many Republicans want to decrease spending rather than increase spending, right? So as Democrats potentially look to try to restore, for instance, some of the, Medicaid funding cuts potentially that could be coming down the line with respect to the Big Beautiful Bill or other cuts that the Trump administration has made, Republicans, many of them kind of want to hold firm. The other issue is that on both sides of the aisle, there have been continued calls for what's called regular order, passing appropriations bills which fund the government for the full year. So both the House and Senate are working on those bills, but typically they've got to pass about a dozen of those bills to fund all of the federal agencies. So it's unlikely that they're going to be able to get 12 bills through both chambers in the next month, which is why it's possible some type of short-term fix will be needed.
CBS News correspondent Nicole Killion in D.C. joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. Speaker Johnson was accused of taking an early recess, so he didn't have to deal with anything related to Epstein, but it's back in the news cycle now. A couple of big Epstein-Maxwell headlines on Capitol Hill right now.
Well, there are quite a few, beginning with many of the survivors of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's alleged sex trafficking ring, are on Capitol Hill this week. In fact, some of those survivors are expected to meet with members of the House Oversight Committee later today. They're also holding a press conference here on Capitol Hill Wednesday, and we're just learning potentially that some of the survivors might even be meeting with Speaker Mike Johnson at some point, who has indicated that he may try to hold a vote at some point later this week in the House to allow the Oversight Committee to continue its work. Of course, the Oversight Committee has really kind of taken the lead with respect to the investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. Over the summer, you might recall, for instance, they got thousands of pages of documents from the Justice Department, which included that audio recording of an interview that Ghislaine Maxwell did with the Justice Department's number 2 official, the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche. So the committee continues its work. At the same time, you have a pair of bipartisan lawmakers who want those Epstein files released right away. So they continue to say that they're going to push forward with that effort.
If Speaker Johnson does bring it to the floor, you said a couple times they're bipartisan in your answer. Could we expect this would definitely pass?
Well, just to be clear, so you have a bipartisan group of lawmakers. That's Tom Massey of Kentucky and Ro Khanna of California. They have a resolution calling for the release of the entire Epstein files. In fact, Tom Massey said today he's going to file a motion to kind of move that forward. And then we saw the speaker come out suggesting that he would hold a separate vote potentially later this week that would, in essence, allow the House Oversight Committee to continue to do its work. And of course, the House Oversight Committee has been working with the Justice Department to try to get some of those files. So, what many sources are telling us is, again, let's let oversight do its work before we hold any type of vote. But again, you have this group of bipartisan lawmakers, which once these files released right away, they may not be willing to wait for that.
One final question for you, Nicole. This popped since I reached out to you. Longtime New York Congressman Jerry Nadler has decided not to seek re-election this year. His leaving, is that a safe Democratic seat, or could we see a Republican possibly take over for the longtime Democrat?
Well, certainly it will be a pretty crowded primary field, I imagine, especially right in the heart of Manhattan. So I think there will be no shortage of candidates both on the Democratic side and the Republican side. But it certainly is a major vacancy, considering that Jerry Nadler is considered the dean of the New York delegation, has served in public service in some form or fashion for some 50 years. But as he noted in his statement, he believes that it is time to pass the torch. So that is why he is stepping down.
Yeah, 78 years old. Well, Nicole, you're back at it. You're going to be working 23-hour days now that Congress is back. I hope you got a little summer vacation while Congress was gone.
I tried.
A for effort. Nicole, so great to have you on as always. Thank you for your time.
You bet.
There you go. Great stuff there. Nicole Killion, CBS congressional correspondent. I believe we heard Sabrina there, going back to John Decker. Again, President Trump making a 2 p.m. announcement today that, President, it's something to do with the Department of Defense. I believe in Sabrina's newscast, John Decker was right. Confirmation that it's going to be about the relocation of Space Force from Colorado Springs to Huntsville. So not the changing of the name from the Department of Defense to the Department of War, but it will be, I guess that's a big deal. The headquarters of Space Force moving from Colorado to Alabama, Huntsville. I don't know. Hey, by the way, I did get fact-checked, Deborah, by Sweet Ann on the digital desk. So on the pumpkin spice latte debuted in 2003, there was 0 pumpkin in it. But in 2015, apparently Starbucks put some pumpkin puree into the pumpkin spice latte. So good job, Sweet Ann. I asked for the fact check, and Sweet Ann obliged. Hey, congrats to Carol from Alpharetta. She won a pair of tickets to see Jim Gaffigan September 12th at Atlanta Symphony Hall. Are we going to have those all week, Deborah? Do we know?
All week.
Oh,
yep.
That's amazing. My anniversary concert with Jim Gaffigan. If you are not Carol from Alpharetta, who just won the Gaffigan tickets, don't go anywhere. Coming up right after the new news, I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K Day Bonus Blitz. Another chance for you to win $1,000 right here on 95.5 WSB. He's always, well, it was a tough weekend for Alex Williams football-wise, but he's a winner in life. He's going to give you the ups and downs on the roads.
Yeah, I had a therapy dog with me, though, so that helped out.
You did. Thank you, buddy.
Absolutely. Watching the volume through Midtown, downtown right now, Mark, 75, 85 southbound. Back to that Monday or that Tuesday volume, I should say, from 17th Street as you head down toward William Street. Still watching the left lane construction out of Decula into Lawrenceville, 316 westbound at Cedars Road. And we're also seeing some brake lights on the south side. Just volume right now, 75 south in Stockbridge from 675. Once you get past Hudson Bridge Road, you're off to the races into McDonough. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
It pays to have the WSB radio app. Download it today and get ready for the Blitz.
That's awesome. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. 5 chances every weekday to win $1,000. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your next chance to win is at 12 p.m.
That's amazing.
From 95.5 WSB.
Download the WSB radio app now.
Let me teach you some physics. In a great big wind, the bigger and flatter the object, the more force the wind creates. Surface area times the square of the hypotenuse times wind speed divided by E equals MC squared, or some kind of math. Doesn't matter. But when storm season hits, your garage door is just standing there waiting for wind and physics to break it or dent it or send the whole thing flying down the street. And that, my friends, is science. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Modern wind-rated doors are built to withstand the forces of nature. Composite materials are stronger than the cheap old aluminum door that came with your house. And the tracks and rollers won't bend under the stress. It keeps your car safe and your insurance premiums low. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll make sure you're ready. And stay in school, kids. Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better. MoBetterGarage.com.
Get a head start on holiday home prep with help from ZeroRez. It's Patrick, owner of ZeroRez. Getting all of those neglected stains out doesn't require chemicals and harsh soaps. No way. ZR Water technology gets your carpets cleaner and lasts longer. Save up to $30. The more rooms you clean, the more you save. Mention WSB to secure this deal or book online at ZeroRezAtlanta.com and ask about our ZeroRez commercial cleaning too. ZeroRez. Spell it backwards or forwards. It's the right way to clean.
Castile Plumbing and Electrical knows the best way to handle that dripping pipe or flickering light isn't just wishing it'll go away on its own. Good news for you. You don't have to think too hard to take care of these issues, thanks to our free, no-obligation plumbing or electrical safety inspection with any paid service. The experts at Castile will fix any small problems before they become big, expensive ones, and even have 0% interest financing available on repairs and replacements. Enough with the wishful thinking. Book today at CastileAir.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, and this month we're celebrating 86 years in Atlanta. D. Geller & Son is Atlanta's first diamond wholesaler and jewelry manufacturer. That's why we've had Atlanta's lowest diamond prices since 1939. It also means we make Atlanta's best custom jewelry, from redesigning an heirloom to designing your one-of-a-kind ring from the ground up. The best quality, lowest prices, and expert small business service to help you find the perfect piece. In Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're a different kind of wireless company dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Because let's face it, our needs are different. Big wireless unlimited plans are designed for 20-somethings, not us. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on one thing, bringing you affordable, reliable rate plans that suit your needs, not ours. How do we do that? We start by using the same towers as the big guys, the exact same towers. We then create rate plans designed for your usage. The fact is, we can offer you an unlimited plan with the same network quality for less because we understand how you use wireless services. Our plans start at just $20 a month. And forget trying to chat with robots. You'll get 100% US-based award-winning customer service when you need help. Come find out how wireless should be and join the millions who've made the switch.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
11:31 on the Mark Arum Show. Don't go anywhere. Right after the new news, I'm going to give you another keyword and another chance for you to win $1,000 in the 5K a day bonus blitz. And then Eric Erickson, noon to 3 here on 95.5 WSB. In the middle of the Eric Show, we're going to have that 2 p.m. press conference with President Trump, where we expect, John Decker called it. He was the only reporter. White House correspondent John Decker told us that President Trump's announcement at 2 was going to be about the relocation of Space Force, which is still a thing, from Colorado Springs to Huntsville, Alabama. So kudos. I'm not going to say John Decker is going to win star of the show, but that was pretty, he was the only reporter I saw talking about that. All right, let's see. This is Deborah. I want to do a flight story. The how passengers were relieving themselves, were told to relieve themselves. Let me just say I had a fantastic experience on Delta, flying to and from Hartford over the weekend. Saw a movie called Black Bag, The Black Bag. It was like a spy drama. I love the spy stuff. And recognizable actors and actresses whose names I can't remember, but pretty solid. It could actually have been longer. Normally I'm like, oh, this movie's too long. But I think 20 more minutes would have been great. And I started watching Ballerina of the John Wick world. Have you heard about that?
I haven't seen it, but how was it?
So I watched it. I didn't get to finish it on the Delta flight. I'll see if it's basically it's like in the John Wick world, and this girl is training to be a John Wick. So far so good. Anyway, all right. I did not have to use the bathroom once on the flight, but this is a crazy travel story. Passengers were told to do what when the bathrooms were broken on what flight, Deborah?
All right, there was a flight from Bali to Brisbane in Australia. It was supposed to be about a 6-hour flight, but the problem
that's
is
a long flight. 6 hours
only
is
2
long.
bathrooms were working on this plane. There's usually, I guess, there's more than 2, like 4 maybe, I'm not sure. But anyway, only 2 were working. But during the flight, those other 2 toilets malfunctioned, and the crew said, if you want to use the bathroom, you can. You're going to have to use it on top of whatever's there, which started to overflow, or you can relieve yourself in a bottle or something else.
In a bottle.
In a bottle.
Now, I'm turn off the live stream at WSBradio.com. Longoria, have you ever in a bottle?
Oh yeah,
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 absolutely.
Yeah, well, you've been places where you just can't go. Yeah.
Road trip. I remember driving up to Connecticut and for Christmas with Bosco and getting stuck in bumper to bumper traffic, and I got a dog with me, and I'm sitting still for 3 hours. Mountain Dew bottle. Yeah. It's different though if you're sitting next to someone on a plane. That's a whole.
Easier for guys too.
It's like
it is easier for guys.
Can you turn around? Yeah. Well, yeah. How did the women do that?
I know they sell a device where it's like a funnel.
Yeah, they do, but it's not like women carry one around with them.
No, it's not.
I didn't even think. Oh yeah, bless your hearts, Deborah. What do you have to use a bucket? A bedpan?
I mean, I'm not using a Mountain Dew bottle.
Yeah, that's
talent. If
yeah, it is that's very talented. One other flight thing. The snacks that were offered on Delta yesterday, I tried them for the first time. Usually I go with the crackers, but I'm trying to give up. I mean, the cookies. I'm trying to give up sweets aside from my Dairy Queen yesterday. Like mustard type pretzels. They were amazing. Maya's got the wrapper. I'm gonna go try to buy them. I haven't asked for 2. I was like, can I have? And the guy came back. I'm like, can I get another pretzel? He's like, yes, Tubbs, you can get another pretzel. So I'll report back and give you that. But I highly recommend the mustard flavored. I'm not even a pretzel guy. It's phenomenal.
Longoria's fact of the day.
All right. So yesterday was Labor Day, and that's the official end of summer. But you also know that Labor Day is also the official season of hot dogs. There's a hot dog season. And Americans eat an estimated 7 billion hot dogs between Memorial Day and Labor Day, making it the end of the official hot dog season, according to the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council.
That's funny because in the last news break, I was talking to our buddy Jamie from the maintenance crew, and he's like, "What are you doing for lunch?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm craving hot dogs. I might go to Racetrack and get some off the road." And what is it?
It's the end of hot dog season.
Oh, it's the end of
the
hot dog.
end. Yeah, from Memorial Day to Labor Day, we consume 7 billion hot dogs, and that's the season of hot dogs.
I'm going to extend the season a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're in the playoffs, right? It's the playoffs right now, right? Is that what it is?
Hot dog. I know Deborah said to stop wearing white now because is that still a thing? Where you don't wear white after Labor Day?
That's not a thing
It's
at
not
all.
a thing. I don't.
So corny to me.
Really, Vin?
Vin loves the all-white suit with the white tie and the white fedora and the white shoes.
Oh, can you? I would. Speaking of which, I'd like a prom picture, a Vinny prom picture at some point. Because I've got one for me and Deborah and Longoria, but I need a Vinny prom picture. All right, good stuff. Let's get out of here.
And now, are you guys ready for the Mark Aram star of the show?
Yeah, John Decker, White House correspondent. He called it. He had a hunch, and his hunch paid off. It will, the 2 p.m. presser from President Trump will be the announcement that the Space Force headquarters, which I didn't know were a thing, moving from Colorado Springs to Huntsville, Alabama. Scott Slade joined us live. Great interview with Congressman Rich McCormick. Scott Slade gets a star of the show. Enda Curran from Bloomberg News. I only called him Edna twice during that interview, which is a vast improvement from what I did before. Nicole Killian just joins us live from Capitol Hill. Sweet Ann fact-checking me. And make goods for Friday, because I didn't give them to the core four because it was Deuce. But Longoria, Deborah, Vinny, and me, stars of the show. All right, tomorrow on the show, more tickets to give away to see Jim Gaffigan. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to give you another keyword in the 5K day bonus splits right after the new news. I'll be active on the socials throughout the day at Mark Arum, MarkArum. Stay safe. Have a great Tuesday, Atlanta.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
WSB consumer expert Clark Howard, sponsored by Ragsdale Heating, Air, Plumbing, and Electrical.
Over time, what you have to pay for a gym creeps up in price. Go shop the competition and do not sign any long-term contract with the gym. If you're going to join a gym, join one that you can be a member of month to month, or that you can terminate at any time with a 30 or 60-day notice. Never, don't ever sign a long-term contract because you're stuck paying even if you don't go.
Fall's almost here. That means football, tailgates, friends stopping by after school events. So make sure your home is guest ready. I'm Chris Chandler, and Wise Guys Pro Wash had my house, deck, driveway, even my roof looking brand new in just one day. Their soft wash protects your home from any chipping or peeling while making it shine. Their certified technicians will have your home looking its best for everybody coming by. So mention me, Chris Chandler, for $70 off at wiseguysprowash.com. Book now before the schedule fills up.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 12 o'clock on this Tuesday, the second day of September. Good afternoon. I'm Sabrina Cupid. The news here at noon is sponsored by Jim Ellis Automotive, and our top local story, a horrible case of an animal abuse in Rockdale County. And this noon, there is a $1,000 reward being offered for anyone who can help identify the person who tossed a puppy out of a window of a moving car.
The 3-month-old puppy rescuers called Bo was tossed from a white Honda Accord in a church parking lot, and the driver then took off. Jordan Lowe is with Semper Fi Pet Rescue. Her team was responsible for getting Bo to a desperately needed oxygen chamber due to heart and lung injuries, but their heroic efforts were not successful.
Unfortunately, there's always another soul that needs you. Keep pushing forward and trying to get justice for the ones that we couldn't save.
In this case, the vets say Bo clearly suffered abuse in his short life. If you have any information, you're urged to contact Rockdale Law Enforcement. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
A mix of sun and clouds today. A stray shower or storms possible for your evening drive home. Highs this afternoon around 83. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards will have Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast that comes your way at 12:05. A man wanted in a deadly arson in DeKalb County at the hills of Farrington Apartments is now in custody this afternoon. 48-year-old Stephanie Wiley died in the blaze, and now police say 44-year-old Sean Fales has been captured. He was arrested during a traffic stop in Chambers County, Alabama. Officer Blaine Clark with DeKalb Police says the suspect knew the victim.
Fales is the victim's ex-boyfriend.
And he says Fales is now facing charges including murder, aggravated assault, and arson. This just in, an elderly woman rescued in a weekend house fire in Gwinnett County has now died. The fire broke out Sunday afternoon on Eastwood Drive in Snellville. A caller to 911 reported heavy smoke and flames coming from the house and said that there was one person trapped inside. That victim was found on the first floor, was rushed to the hospital where she died. The fire started in the garage. The cause remains under investigation. A major water line project is underway starting today in Roswell. This project will impact Bullock Avenue with on and off lane closures and limited parking. It's expected to last about 3 months as they are replacing nearly 1,900 feet of pipe that will create a looping water main that connects to adjacent roads. The city saying that this upgrade will improve fire safety in that area. The Cobb County Planning Commission has put a hold on a vote on a zoning request that would put a new racetrack on a historic site.
The site at Bells Ferry Road and Barrett Parkway was occupied by the McAfee House, which has since been moved to Cherokee County. Residents of the area, like Aaron Quackenbush, don't want a gas station convenience store next to a KinderCare and across from Bells Ferry Elementary.
The current traffic study does not take into consideration the additional 600 homes that are currently being built on Bells Ferry, or the additional traffic that will result from the expansion of the elementary school.
The Planning Commission wants to hear more about traffic in the area and tabled the measure for 30 days. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
And this is news since Atlanta's Morning News. President Trump announcing U.S. Space Command is going to be moving to Alabama. That's according to multiple reports. This move reverses former President Biden's decision to keep the headquarters in Colorado. President Trump had previously planned to move the headquarters to Alabama at the end of his first term. The president expected to make that announcement from the Oval Office this afternoon around 2 o'clock. Well, there's now a new mobile prostate cancer screening clinic operating in Metro Atlanta and Georgia. It was unveiled last hour by Winship Cancer Institute at Emory and the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation. Dr. Kennard Hood is medical director of that mobile unit.
The strategy, of course, is to screen gentlemen for prostate cancer and early detection. And another strategy is to address health disparities. And then finally, to do education around prostate cancer throughout the community.
And of course, that will be a 3-year contract where that mobile clinic will be running throughout Metro Atlanta and Georgia. And this afternoon, there's a new report that finds after years of decline, prostate cancer is on the rise.
The report from the American Cancer Society finds an increase of prostate cancer diagnoses of 3% annually from 2014 through 2021. The rate of death is 2 times higher for black men compared with white men. Prostate cancer is the most common among men in the U.S., accounting for 30% of cancers this year, and it's the second leading cancer death in men behind lung cancer.
And correspondent Matt Piper says the report also finds that American Indian and Alaska Native men are the most likely to be diagnosed with late-stage prostate cancer when it spreads elsewhere. Kraft Heinz is splitting into 2 companies a decade after they joined in a massive merger that created one of the biggest food companies on the planet.
The grocery business will focus on well-known brands like Oscar Mayer, Kraft Singles, and Lunchables. The other business, which the company calls, quote, Taste Elevation, condiments to you and me, includes brands like Heinz Ketchup, Philadelphia Cream Cheese, and Kraft Mac and Cheese.
And business analyst Jill Schlesinger says the move is meant to boost sales. As we take a look at your money, the markets are all in the red. The Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P down more than a full percent. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Here's Alex Williams to kick it off.
Hey, Sabrina, just found new trouble in northern Gwinnett County heading up toward Flowery Branch. A right lane crash, 985 northbound, north of Friendship Road, exit number 8. Look out for that slow zone. You can always jump over. Use Highway 13 as an alternate. Also seeing some brake lights, 75 northbound between Marietta and Kennesaw from Highway 5 through that area up to Chastain Road, exit 271. And downtown, a few brake lights, 75-85 northbound from I-22 Freedom Parkway. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
And your 5-day forecast is sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta.
Fair skies for this afternoon, high 83. That's still trending about 5 degrees below average for today. An isolated pop-up shower can't be ruled out for the ride home this evening. Lows tonight in the upper 50s to low 60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with an isolated rain shower or thunderstorm, high 84. Thursday, mostly cloudy with scattered rain showers, high 86. Friday, mostly sunny and heating up to a high of 90 degrees. Saturday, staying warm with a high of 91.
74 degrees in Midtown. We'll have more news at 12:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Okay, friends, it's the 5K a day bonus blitz. The noon keyword is fall, F-A-L-L, fall. Enter the keyword fall into the WSB Radio app or at WSBradio.com/cash. You have until 12:30 p.m. to enter the keyword, win $1,000. The keyword is fall. Don't forget, if you get a phone call after 12:30 from a number you don't recognize, answer it. Could be us telling you you won $1,000. Good luck.
Greetings, conversationalists. Welcome. It's Eric Erickson here across the fruited plain. Delighted to have you with me. The phone number 877-973-7425. We've got to begin with Judge Breyer's decision out in California saying that the National Guard operated as a law enforcement entity in violation of the law, and Donald Trump couldn't do it. Look, let me just pull up my phone here. All the push alerts I've gotten today. I've gotten, let's see, the New York Times has done one, CNN has done one, Wall Street Journal has done one, Bloomberg has done one. All of them, sorry, folks. I think that Judge Breyer, contrary to the light your hair on fire left, he's a resistance activist in a black robe. And I think he's going to get overruled on appeal. And here's why. Because in the court record, the National Guard were not functioning as law enforcement. They were assisting local law enforcement. They were in charge. And they were mostly protecting federal buildings. And to the extent that anyone was arrested by the National Guard, it was because of what they were trying to do to federal buildings the National Guard was protecting. And that's within their right. There's already been this decision from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals when originally Judge Breyer said the National Guard had to go. And it was pointed out that they were actually serving in a protection zone for federal buildings because of protesters. So I don't think you can read the one decision without reading the other because the records were together. And I just don't think